This is the Buzz Adams Morning Show podcast. Barstool Talk Daily. Except it's really early in the morning and no booze. For the most part.
Buzz Adams Morning Show, Monday through Friday, 5 to 10. KLAQ and KLAQ HD1, El Paso, a town square media station.
Today is Thursday.
What are Thursdays?
Feeling frisky, especially on Thursdays.
Thursdays are for me.
Beautiful. Now, can we all please get back to work?
I can't work Thursdays.
When do you work?
Well, I'm something of a famous radio personality.
I'm a radio host.
I work at radio.
That's not a real job.
That's not a real job.
Radio people are the coolest.
We're mass communicating. All right, let's do this.
Now we begin.
All right, kids, it's showtime.
From the KLAQ studios in beautiful sunny El Paso, Texas. It's time for the Buzz Adams Morning Show.
You rock me like a hurricane.
I know I do.
On 95.5 KLAQ.
Thank you so much. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the show for this Thursday morning. Check the calendar. Good morning, Joanna Barba.
Good morning, Buzz Adams.
Question number one. Have you seen the picture of the baby kitten that is apparently somewhere around the building?
Yes, I have. I got to see it yesterday.
Oh, yeah?
It's so cute.
Is it the baby of those two feral cats that hang out behind the radio station?
We think the mama is a third feral cat that's out there.
I've only really seen the two.
There's another one. She was near it yesterday.
Okay, so I don't know if you've ever had feral cats.
We're deeply invested.
You don't really have feral cats. They're just kind of there regardless of you.
Yeah, they don't really care about you.
There's one, a real pretty cat, who comes and stares with the most accusatory look at you. You know which one I'm talking about, don't you?
Ronnie. We've named her Ronnie.
Yeah, okay. So Ronnie will sit there, and it is a beautiful cat, and I'm not even a cat.
Beautiful.
I'm not a cat guy. But we think that's a girl.
Yes.
She's got a male that she then alerts when somebody does give her food. Yes, we're feeding feral cats.
Yeah, we think that he's pimping her out.
We think that that's her pimp.
Yes,
right?
like, bitch, go get us some food.
Damn, I told you not to get pregnant.
No, Ronnie is fixed. She's got the notch in her ear.
What?
When kittens or cats in the feral community get fixed, spayed or neutered, the people who do it will put a notch in the cat's ear to alert the community this cat has been spayed or neutered. So Ronnie has the notch.
I never heard of the notch. I've heard, who's the group? Capture...
El Paso TNR.
Capture, neuter, release.
Trap, neuter, return.
What is it?
Trap, neuter, return.
Trap, neuter, return.
Yeah, TNR.
Oh, you know what? You told me something I had no idea about. That cats' ear... Is this just in El Paso, or this is like a worldwide standard?
I think it's kind of a standard now.
Huh. You know what? You are full of interesting information. You got any more?
No, that's it. On cats, yeah. That's.
Apparently, they have a raccoon infestation at LaGuardia Airport, one of the busiest airports in the United States. In New York City, a raccoon fell out of the ceiling. So we're going to have that story coming up a little bit later. Let me get to El Paso weather and the golfers forecast, which is brought to you today by Painted Dunes Desert Golf Course. You can set up all your tee times and reservations online at painteddunes.com. And rain today. Did you get any rain yesterday?
No.
It was real cloudy, but I don't know that it ever...
It was really cloudy.
But it never rained. Okay. So today, chance of showers diminishing as the day goes on, but then we might see some more late at night tonight. So we do have a chance of showers today. 61 is going to be the high temperature. Now, as we head into the weekend on Friday, we don't see any rain throughout the weekend. Sunny, but it is going to be a little chillier on Friday. Sunny, 59. The high temperature. The high temperature. Low that night is going to be down in the 30s. Then for Saturday, sunny, warms up 66 for the high on Saturday, sunshine, light winds. These are A-plus golf days, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You know, when it's not too hot, it's not too cold, and the wind's not blowing too hard, and it's not raining, A-plus golf days. El Paso probably gets more A-plus days than almost any other city, I think, in America. And for Sunday, it's going to be sunny, 70 for the high temperature, light winds, A-plus on that one as well. Set up your tee times and reservations at painteddunes.com. Also, if you're ready for some Thanksgiving fun, the Turkey Shoot Tournament is taking place. You can sign up your team. It's a two-person team at a 666 format. I talk a lot about golf, and you probably think I know a lot about golf.
Yeah?
I don't know what a 666 format is.
Oh.
Though, but that's what it is. Secure your spot today and enjoy a fantastic day of golf. The event, the Turkey Shoot, is November 23rd. You can do that by visiting painteddunes.com or call the Pro Shop, 915-821-2122. That's 915-821-2122. So I did make verbal contact with Nico this morning.
Oh, okay.
And he told me he's only 2 minutes away.
How long ago was that?
That was 10 minutes ago that he said that.
Late to work, who gets a
Joanna's going to have the Hollywood Cheesemate coming up in about an hour. Our entertainment news. What's in the Cheesemate today, Joanna?
National treasure Tom Hanks used a very bad word to describe movie critics as he defended what I think is one of his best movies, That Thing You Do.
Movie critics didn't like That Thing You Do?
I guess not. He was on the Conan O'Brien podcast, and they were talking about a critic who dismissed the 1996 movie.
Well, it's not a. I mean, it was a good movie, but I don't think it makes anybody's all-time best list, does it?
I love it.
Yeah, it is good. It's a good movie.
I'm going to let you know what.
The Oniders? Why are you the Oniders?
I'm going to try and let you know what word it was he used. Obviously, we can't say it.
Can you tell me the letter it starts with?
C.
Oh, yeah, I know that one. Crumb bum.
I'll let you all know all that in
Cranky
entertainment.
Sue.
A cranky Sue.
Yeah. All right. So Tom Hanks.
Oh, it's kind of like a two-parter word. So yeah, it's like a C and an S.
Oh man, everything
See?
I'm thinking is X-rated.
Well, this word was very X-rated, so I'm going to try and find audio. Of course, I will edit it, but
today
Tom Hanks.
Today is National Men Make Dinner Day.
Hell yeah.
Like, that's the thing. It's on the calendar here. Men Make Dinner Day.
Make me some dinner.
And it's always the first Thursday in November, and there are a couple of rules. You have to cook. You can't bring home some hamburgers.
I do that at home.
No barbecue allowed. No outdoor grilling. Men got to cook dinner. I'm out, by the way. I don't know what to do.
Don't you throw a steak on the grill? Isn't that your go-to?
You can't do it. No.
Oh, no grilling?
No outdoor grilling allowed. So
make me a nice pasta, Buzz.
I don't know how to make pasta. I made spaghetti once, and the only part of it that I remember is me and my daughters, we did it together, throwing the spaghetti to see if it sticks against the wall.
I have a feeling you looked forward to that part most.
I didn't know that was a part.
Oh.
The spaghetti came out really good, but I credit the girls mostly for that. Today is also officially Exploding Whale Day. Do you remember the story about the exploding whale?
Yes.
They blew it up. It was a controlled detonation.
Live TV.
In front of a live audience who'd come out to see the only thing about that, it happened back in the 70s. The only thing that I can't believe is that Bobby Kennedy Jr. did drive all the way across the country just to see him blow up a whale.
I was just about to say that. And RFK Jr. was nowhere near.
Today is International Day Against Violence and Bullying at School.
Good.
You've got kids that are, you've got nephews that are in high school now?
Yes.
And one that's out?
And one that's out, yeah.
Okay. Does bullying seem to be a big issue for them?
For them, no.
Because they're big kids.
Yeah. And if anybody messes with them, they know how to defend themselves.
I hope there's less bullying. When I was, like I said, where I went to high school was kind of like being in prison. except you got to go home at the end of the day because you never knew when some other inmate was just going to walk up and punch you in the eye. For no
I've
reason.
seen that in movies happen, like in movies from the 50s and stuff.
Like somebody just going up and hitting somebody
And
for no,
or just
no
like
reason.
shoving them into a locker.
That's my primary education, folks.
Oh my God.
That's what it was like, always looking over one shoulder. We've got a lot coming up on the show today. We're going to have a true crime report coming up. We're going to get some reactions. Kamala Harris conceded, called Donald Trump and congratulated him. So any of you holding out any hope that she's going to contest anything, she's not going to do it. And I think what you're going to see in the next 2 months compared to the same 2-month period in 2020 is the way civilized people are supposed to behave. You know, even if you lose. Biden has invited Trump to the White House. He called Donald Trump in another phone call and said that he would do everything he possibly could to make the transition as smooth and seamless as possible.
He's all, unlike you did with me.
It was rigged. It was stolen. Listen, we've had a lot of people who voted for Trump who called in. We had a lot of people who voted for Kamala who called in.
Trump 2024.
Yeah,
I'm all in.
So just notice over the course of the next couple months, and I think actions speak louder than words in a lot of ways. Good morning, Nico.
Right on time.
Yeah, amazingly.
If it's 10 minutes or less, I'm on time.
Boy, that is just a horror. You know what? Civilization is doomed if that's the new standard. 10 minutes late is on time.
Does it matter? We're on Trump time now. So.
Yeah. Does it matter? Yeah.
Anything, yeah.
Screw you.
I commend you, Nico, for even showing up.
Trump time is screw you time.
Oh, no. The Trump people would hate that more than anybody else.
Would hate what?
Not showing up at.
I don't think they would.
Yeah.
No.
Not showing up.
I don't think they would.
What are you talking about?
Why?
Because most of these people are hardworking
you know
people
what I think
and
a real Trump
take their job
supporter would
seriously.
say?
Are they?
F your feelings, okay?
Yeah. Yeah. F your feelings.
So-
Hey, this was the third day in a row that you're late. F your feelings, MAGA.
Yeah.
MAGA!
No, one thing I don't think the majority of the MAGA nation, I don't think most of the members of that are lazy or don't take their
What?
jobs seriously.
How do you know? How do you know?
Okay.
Tell me what members of the MAGA community that you're all
Members
into.
of the MAGA community can be
Anybody.
anybody.
It could be anybody. It could be it could be homeless people. It could be lazy people.
Okay.
As we've learned, it could be anybody.
Well, apparently it's got at least one lazy person because Nico's now full MAGA.
Yeah.
All right, we got a lot to talk about coming up on the show today. We're going to come back with Today in Sound Clips. We will hear Vice President Kamala Harris concede the election and talk to her supporters. That's coming up in Today in Sound Clips in just a couple of minutes.
The Daily Calendar.
Today, November 7th.
Hey, it's Hug a Bear Day. And while it's your life to live, I would suggest you hug a stuffed bear, not a real bear. I'm a real bear. Rawr. If you're a little teapot and you're short and stout, you'll enjoy International Stout Day. It's a dark beer like a porter. Think Guinness. And grab the fire extinguisher, for today is Men Make Dinner Day.
Okay, honey, would you like mac and cheese or cereal?
And that's your daily calendar.
Coming up after the Buzz Adams Morning Show, Glenn Garza and Daniel Paulus.
Get Black Friday delivered from the Home Depot. Limit 1 per transaction. Exclusions apply. Full eligible tool list in-store and online.
Oh, we're back. Buzz is back.
Hey, right on, Buzz.
Buzz in the Morning Show, 95.5 The Q.
There's a conflict with the 600 ESPN schedule, so we're going to air the UTEP Minor game against Kennesaw State on KLAQ this Saturday. This will be the last home game for the Miners, and really their last chance to get another win. The Miners only have one win this season, but Kennesaw State also only has one win.
Hey, there you go.
UTEP is 1-8. Kennesaw State is 1-7 and winless on the road. So if the Miners are going to win two games this season,
Dose.
They really need to beat Kennesaw State. Our broadcast live from the Sun Bowl starts with the pregame show at 1 p.m. That is. And don't forget, after every Miner game, there's Miner Talk with Adrian Broadus on 600 ESPN El Paso. It's your opportunity to share your thoughts. I'm sure the phone calls are just stacked up after. Actually, they do. I think you sit there and take phone calls for like 2 hours or more. So the Miner football game on the radio is going to be on KLAQ starting at 1 o'clock with the pregame show this Saturday.
Now, today in sound clips.
All of the day's news with accompanying sound bites and actualities.
Hey, has anybody seen the kitten outside?
We were just talking about the kitten in the opening segment.
I think I'm going to take that kitten and adopt it.
Nico, you would love it. It's so cute.
It is very cute.
But what would the kitten's parents
have
think?
to say? I know. They already look at me weird.
Oh, they look at all of us weird. They hate us, but also want us to give them food.
They're like, we can't get it ourselves.
If you don't give them food, they just glare harder. If you do give them food, they stop for a minute to eat the food, then they go right back to glaring at you.
Yes.
It's a real thing. National Men Cook Dinner Day is today.
You can Google every day?
Make me some
for
dinner.
bachelors?
Yeah. Every day is I make dinner day.
And Exploding Whale Day is now a full-fledged holiday. And Hertz Rent-A-Car tried to charge a customer $10,000, even though his rental agreement had an unlimited miles rental. Somehow, this dude, what was the amount? He traveled 25,000 miles in 1 month on his rental car.
What?
25,000 miles. That would be like driving from L.A. to New York, back to L.A.
In how many days?
A month.
Wow.
So we're going to get into that. We've got today in sound clips. So have I played the sound clip thing yet?
You did.
I'm playing again.
And now, today in sound clips.
Now we're ready to get started. And we're going to start with Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris vowed to continue fighting it, that the election was rigged and that she's going to bring all kinds of lawsuits and she's got all kinds of weirdos around her that are going to claim that the election was stolen.
She did say that?
No, she did. This is kind of a compare and contrast thing, I think. Here's Kamala Harris at a speech during Howard University, told the crowd that she had called Donald Trump.
Earlier today, I spoke with President-elect Trump and congratulated him on his victory. I also told him that we will help him and his team with their transition and that we will engage in a peaceful transfer of power.
Okay. Quite a shift in the winds from 4 years ago. More of Kamala Harris's concession speech. She said that losing an election means accepting the outcome.
A fundamental principle of American democracy is that when we lose an election, we accept the results.
All right. And Harris acknowledged that while the outcome wasn't what was desired by her and for everybody who voted for her, there's a light at the end of the tunnel.
The outcome of this election is not what we wanted, not what we fought for, not what we voted for, but hear me when I say, the light of America's promise will always burn bright.
One final clip here of Kamala's concession speech. She says the election may be over, but her fight continues.
While I concede this election, I do not concede the fight that fueled this campaign.
Hey, I'm going to just add this in here for change of pace, because we just had a bunch of political clips. Have you guys ever heard the story about the most mysterious song on the internet?
The most mysterious song on the internet?
Yes. Nobody could say who it was by or what the title was.
Nobody could Shazam it?
They tried that.
This sounds like a plot like sequel to The Ring.
Should I save it for a segment later in the show?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious.
But I don't have you hooked right now.
Yeah. Do you want to do it now?
Yeah,
do you want to tell me now?
I'll do it now, but I'm going to do it later because it's a really interesting story, and it's kind of exciting that you guys have never heard about this before. I only heard about it a couple of weeks ago on Stuff You Should Know podcast. Most mysterious song on the internet identified after nearly 20 years. The internet has been working away, and by internet, the people on the internet is what I mean, for 17 years to solve the mystery of a song they knew only as Like the Wind. And now it has finally been identified. So it ended up getting played on a radio station in the 90s.
Okay.
And it was a show where they played undiscovered artists. So kind of their, what does Daniel do on Sundays?
Q Connected.
Yeah, it's kind of like their Q Connected. They played this song and people wanted to know what it was. And it's like, I don't know. I don't even know if it came in a tape or a reel-to-reel or what, but they believe it came out of an Eastern Bloc nation that when it was recorded under Soviet control. And what would happen is musicians in East Berlin, which was controlled by the Soviet Union, musicians would throw their mixtape. You ever had anybody try to hand you a mixtape on the street in Los Angeles?
No.
No, you never heard Vegas?
Why would anybody give me a tape? What is that technology?
Well, I don't know if they still do. No, they hand you a CD or a tape and want you to listen to it. It's some undiscovered. Anyway, the East German musicians would throw their tapes over the wall, hoping that it would be found by somebody in the West.
That's interesting.
First fact uncovered, the actual name of the song is Subways of Your Mind. Released from an obscure 1980s German band called FEX. Do you want to hear a little bit of it?
I was going to say, can we actually hear the song?
Okay.
Yeah, it's just a snippet, but here it is.
Like the wind, you came here running.
That's all they give us.
Oh, really?
The song was uploaded as a track in 2007. They had originally recorded onto a cassette from a radio as teenagers. With German siblings asking for help on identifying the song. The track was in no music database. Shazam was no help. So a Reddit subforum called r/the mysterious song grew to 60,000 members, all trying to find out what the song was. No luck. Earlier this week, a user announced he had finally identified the song from coming after he came across former members of FEX. The band had no idea that its song had become an internet sensation. They are now looking for the original recording so they can reissue it.
Like the wind, you came here running.
Here's a story about the $10,000 charge on a rental car. A man is going viral on TikTok after Hertz tried to charge him $10,000. Somehow, the guy drove 25,000 miles in 1 month on his rental. His contract said unlimited miles. Here is the interaction that was recorded by the rental car, the guy who rented the car.
You're going to charge this to $10,000 to my credit.
Yes.
When this literally, that's not even allowed. But I never signed.
Show me where it says I can't charge it.
It literally says to refer to this if there's anything extra. I've never signed anything saying that I could only go 100 miles a day or anything like that, or that I would have to pay more.
Right. But you also never, like you said earlier,
you just agreed, right? I never have signed that.
You've never signed anything that's in that. But you also never signed anything saying we allowed you to drive 25,000 miles.
No, unlimited is what 100,000 miles.
No, it is not.
What?
Hertz ended up not charging him the $10,000, okay? The employee arguing sounds like $10,000 might have just been a petty, arbitrary sum. Just like you drove 25,000 miles, you got to pay $10,000. The clip that you just heard there generated more than 450,000 likes and over 25,000 comments. Eventually, Hertz corporate stepped in, said they're not going to charge the guy, and apologized to the guy. They said that unlimited is unlimited, despite what their service agent was saying, so they removed the charge. They also say they will be discussing their policies with the franchisee and the worker that you heard there in that recording. A couple of things. How can you drive 25,000 miles in a month? Well, you would have to drive about 800 miles a day.
Yeah. 800
miles is all day.
Maybe he works for Google and he's just taking pictures of streets.
It's 800 miles from the radio station to my hometown, like on the dot. So I would have to drive to Okmulgee, Oklahoma
every day
for an entire month.
You ever think about doing that?
No. Could this guy have been using the rental car as an Uber? Is that possible?
Yeah.
I mean, can you do that? Can you get a rental car and then Uber people around and get 25?
No, I think when you register with...
you agree not to use it as a ride share?
I have no idea what the contract with Hertz is. I know that when you sign up to drive with Uber, you have to put in your car's information, and you do have to agree to some service terms there. I don't know if it says anything about rental cars.
It's also unclear how the Hertz worker decided on such a round figure as $10,000. It seems kind of arbitrary and made up. I guess the thinking is, well, you got to pay for the wear and tear on the car and the depreciation of the vehicle and stuff. It's like, nah, man, unlimited miles. If that's in the contract, you need to change the wording, because unlimited
means unlimited.
Means unlimited.
Hell yeah.
Exploding Whale Day is now a full-fledged holiday in Florence, Oregon. Exploding Whale Day celebrates November the 12th, 1970, when a whale carcass was blown up on a beach, sending massive chunks of blubber across the area. So what they thought was going to happen, they had done the calculations, and there was enough explosive that it was going to blow the whale into tiny little bits.
Tiny.
Some of the chunks of flesh weighed over 250 pounds, Nico, and damaged cars.
Damn.
They say it was lucky no one was killed. Here was the news story from 1970 when the whale was exploded on an Oregon beach.
Well, I'm confident that it'll work. The only thing is we're not sure just exactly how much explosives it'll take to disintegrate this thing, so the scavengers, seagulls and crabs and whatnot can clean it up.
Our cameras stopped rolling immediately after the blast. The humor of the entire situation suddenly gave way to a run for survival as huge chunks of whale blubber fell everywhere. A parked car over a quarter of a mile from the blast site was the target of one large chunk. The passenger compartment literally smashed. Everyone on the scene was covered with small particles of dead whales.
So that is Exploding Whale Day. Here's another clip. I hope it's not the same thing.
The hope was that the long-dead Pacific gray whale would be almost disintegrated by the blast, and that any small pieces still around after the explosion would be taken care of by seagulls and other scavengers.
So the miscalculation was the pieces of whale blubber, some of them weighed hundreds of pounds. And who was suggesting that I take up pickleball? Who was that?
Tracy.
Yeah. Tracy said he would be my pickleball partner, but Tracy walks with a cane. Now, here's another reason I'm wary of picking up pickleball. A 95-year-old pickleball addict named Lois White from Kansas says she refuses to slow down as she's getting closer to 100. So here is local Kansas pickleball court legend, Lois.
I'm 95. I'll be 96 in January. We always played whatever the kids wanted to do. I played basketball, football, you name it. I know one thing, you need to keep moving. I don't sit in front of the television in the daytime.
On their New Heights podcast, Travis Kelce and Jason Kelce opened up about the Penn State phone incident where a Penn State student was yelling slurs about Travis, and Jason Kelsey took his phone and busted it. Ooh. So,
but that's not the real bad part. I think he's apologizing for.
For him, he used the same.
That's
slur
what he's apologizing for.
Who's the?
Yeah. Well, so if
it's the F word for a gay person.
If he had never said that word, I don't think anybody.
Right. I don't apologize for what I did.
Right.
Well, let's find out. Here, Jason and Travis yesterday on their podcast.
You owning it and you speaking about it shows how sincere you are to a lot of people in this world, and it shows that, especially what you said on Monday night, that you don't choose hate. That's just not who you are. I love you, brother.
Yeah, I think you might be right. Like, it would not have been a big deal if Jason Kelsey had resisted the urge to repeat the gay slur back to the kid. Joanna, J-Lo and Ben Affleck divorced.
Love is dead.
Love is dead.
Do you want to hear Ben Affleck paying Jennifer Lopez a huge compliment, and then Jennifer Lopez a couple of days later just totally brushing it aside?
Okay.
The movie Unstoppable. Ben Affleck was talking about the cast, and he especially praised his ex, Jennifer Lopez.
Jennifer's spectacular, and Anthony is in the movie in part as himself, does the wrestling, and Jarrell's amazing, and Bobby Cannavale, as I said, and Billy Goldberg did a great job, and Don Cheadle. So it's another one that we're really, really proud of.
This is a Netflix drama, and he paid compliments to a lot of people. Don Cheadle's in there, but he called J-Lo
Jennifer's spectacular, and
he called her spectacular. So somebody asked Jennifer Lopez in a I don't know if it's a red carpet or a sit-down interview or whatever, hey, what do you think about Ben Affleck saying you're spectacular?
I would describe all of the cast and everybody behind the scenes as spectacular and wonderful.
Oh.
Oh, shit.
Right.
Is that kind of like
that
subtle
shady?
shade?
That was kind of shady, yeah.
Is J-Lo kind of a
They say she's not very nice.
That she's not very nice?
Yeah.
Well, she never reported P, did he?
Yeah,
Damn.
Good point.
All right. Well, there are your sound clips for today. And as I said, today is National Men Make Dinner Day.
Hell yeah.
A couple of rules. You have to cook. You can't bring home carryout.
Yeah, to whoever said, hey, Nico, heating up Tostina's pizza rolls doesn't count. I'm a very good cook, sir.
But he's right. It would not count on Men Make Dinner Day. You got to cook.
Right.
And you can't grill.
Right.
They made that a rule. You can't grill.
I just made meatloaf.
It is National Men Make Dinner Day.
Well, my wife has got a headache, and she asked if I could cook. I've heard of Betty Crocker, but I've never read the book. I thought moving the grill inside was all it really took. Now the kids have run for cover, and the dog's afraid to look. I'm a man, give me some Spam and a pan, and I'll fry it up. I'm a man, I'd rather go through the drive-thru and pick some up.
All right, let's take a break. We'll come back with more of the Buzz Adams Morning Show on the way. The Mo Show calendar and more is coming up right after this.
Artist interviews, zoo music discoveries, celebrating artists' birthdays, commemorating releases, champion of all things rock.
That keep their shape right out of the box. Ooh. Find the perfect tree now at the Home Depot.
Live from the KLAQ studios, the Buzz Adams Morning Show. Courtesy of Glasheen, Vyas, and Enderman Personal Injury Lawyers at GVILaw.com.
Good morning, one and all. We got a really busy show for you today. There's going to be runoff for El Paso mayor. None of the candidate got enough of the votes to avoid a runoff, so Renard Johnson and former city councilman Brian Kennedy are going to be in a runoff for mayor. If you just went by how much each of the candidates got during the election on Tuesday, Brian Kennedy had more votes, but not enough to avoid a runoff.
I wrote you in.
You wrote my name in for mayor?
Yeah.
If elected, I will not serve. We still got Cowboys touchdown getaways going on. Thanks to 915 Tours and Miller Lite. Now, to win one of these touchdown getaways, you win a lot of great stuff. The next game is that we're giving away is for the Thanksgiving game against the New York Giants. You have to be 21 or older and a Texas resident to enter. Register to win round-trip transportation, hotel stay at the Omni Las Colinas, 2 tickets to the Cowboys game and a Cowboys meet and greet, tailgate. We also give you $100 cash. You can sign up for Cowboys getaways there are several different locations. You can find them all on the KLAQ mobile app or KLAQ.com, but let me give out a couple. All 5 household furniture locations around El Paso, Pronto Body Shop at 1420 Myrtle, and 915 Tours. You can sign up there and at Speaking Rock during Thursday's Sports Talk live broadcast, which is tonight. They'll be out there for Thursday night football at Speaking Rock tonight. Register to win the Dallas Cowboys touchdown getaway trip. This one is for the Thanksgiving Day game against the Giants. And we're going to continue registration through November 10th. And you can see that complete list of places where you can sign up to win a Dallas Cowboys getaway at KLAQ.com and the KLAQ mobile app.
Hey, so people are mentioning that it's Men Make Dinner Day. And you said Men Make Dinner Day is about men not using the grill to make dinner.
That's what the website says.
Well, what's the difference between, you can cook steak inside, not on a grill.
Not as good.
Yeah, it is. You can make a great flat iron steak inside.
On a pan? Like on a gas stove?
On a flat iron, yeah.
On a pan.
Yes. Make it just as delicious.
See, what you don't realize is...
What are you talking... What?
There's something you don't realize. I have a special ingredient in my steaks and hamburgers and stuff that I cook outside. I never clean the grill, so it's got the residue of 1,000 different meals, and it just adds...
If you knew how to cook, you would know you can make a delicious steak inside.
If only I could drag my outside grill inside, then I could follow the rules.
No, there's a awesome way to make steak on a pan, but
Buzz.
It's not going to be.
But it's the process as much as anything else. It's just the. And I know that they didn't have gas or propane grills back in the old days, but it gives me kind of like a feeling of a caveman. You know what I mean? I'm grilling meat over a flame. Joanna, here's a call for you.
Me, okay.
Morning, guys.
Hello.
I just want to say that I agree with Joanna. That Thing You Do, one of my favorite movies growing up.
Oh, nice.
It's one of my comfort movies. If I see it anywhere, HBO, Showtime, whatever, I would watch it till the end. But yeah, it's one of my favorite movies. Also, I just want to say, I quit. Mr. White.
Is that from the movie?
Yeah.
I don't know this movie. I'm not familiar with it.
Tom Hanks was in it, but see, who was the guy who looks like a young Tom Hanks who was in it?
What is his name?
It wasn't Campbell Scott, but it's somebody like that. And then this dude is real funny. He shows up in all kinds of stuff. Steve Zahn, thank you.
Tom Everett Scott.
Right.
Wiley band manager Mr. White helps a small-town band achieve big-time success when they release a Beatles-style pop song in 1964. Right. And he plays the manager?
Yeah. I quit.
Is it a funny movie?
It is.
Yeah, it's funny. Yeah. It's funny. Steve Zahn's very, very funny.
Is great.
Yeah, he's great. Is that Liv Tyler?
Yes.
Okay. So this is coming up in the Hollywood Cheesemate. Tom Hanks dropped a very out-of-character swear word. And he was talking about critics who were critical of his movie, That Thing You Do.
Ooh, it's on Hulu. Hell yeah.
By the way, that main song on That Thing You Do, a legit banger.
It is,
I
right?
mean, yeah, listen.
Don't mean to be cruel. You never even knew about the heartache I've been going through. Well, I try to forget you, girl, but it's just so hard to do. Every time you do that thing you do.
Hell yeah, I'm going to watch that today.
Do you know who the director of the movie was?
Was it Hanks?
It was Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
Well, maybe
it was
that's
his
why
baby.
He's calling these critics.
I don't remember anybody saying that Thing You Do was a bad movie, though. I think it got generally very positive reviews. Maybe I'm wrong.
You'll find all will be revealed.
Please
in
welcome the
entertainment news.
Oneaters. It's wonder because they spelled it O-N-E-D-E-R-S.
Yeah, with no dash.
The Oneaters. Let's see. Oh, phone calls. Let me give that the numbers real quick. You can call us directly at the studio while the show's on between the hours of 6 and 10 p.m. Joanna would be happy to pick up the phone, put you through to us.
Between the hours of 6 and 10 a.m.
6 and 10 a.m. 915-910-4995. That's 910-4995. Also, the neckline is available and ready to take your calls 24 hours a day. And the neckline number is 844-805-NECK, 844-805-6325. Couple reminders. I use speakerphone all the time. It doesn't work so great for the radio. So when you leave your message, don't use speakerphone. Keep it to a minute or less.
Yeah.
Brevity
Get
is
to your
the
point.
soul
Yeah.
Of wit. Michael Witt.
I think we got a call from San Angelo here.
Yo, it's Stoner Guy. So I decided to give it a day. But here's my call in about the whole election and everything. Dude, we're not mad. We're not upset. We're disappointed.
like parents.
I mean, the real meat of it is seniors voted to gut Social Security. Men voted for their wives and daughters to die from miscarriages. Immigrants voted for deportation raids. Poor people voted for tax cuts for billionaires. Women voted to have fewer rights than men, and police voted for a convicted felon.
Damn.
That's just hang your head. But yeah, I believe you, Buzz, and I believe in, everything else. We will make it through these 4 years. And like Kamala said too, there's a light at the end of the tunnel, and we will find it. So it's all good. Whatever, man. We'll make it through. Later.
All right.
Very inspiring, Stoner.
Yeah,
I love it.
very inspiring.
Good
But
stuff,
also,
Stoner Guy.
Trump 2024.
Yeah.
Will Donald Trump deport Prince Harry? Because that's something he's talked about and written on Truth Social about deporting Prince Harry.
I'm just not going to look at the news ever for the next 4 years and just not care what happens. When if I hear RFK gutted the FDA and took out, whatever.
Okay.
All right. I guess that's what we got.
It is what it is.
Let's take a look at the Mo Show calendar and daily almanac of events. Today is November the 7th. It is International Day Against Violence and Bullying at School. National Men Make Dinner Day, too. Today is International Merlot Day. And if I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. We are not drinking any f***ing Merlot.
Nice.
Is that a Big Lebowski
Sideways.
reference? Okay.
The singer known as Lorde is 28 today. You know what my favorite song by Lorde is?
What's that?
Lord.
I am Lord.
Lord.
I am Lord.
I am
Look at
Lord.
me. I am Lord.
I do too.
The South Park. That's the South Park reference.
Got it. Yeah.
How many references do you think we throw out per show?
To South
God,
Park?
if you-
No, to anything.
To
Just
anything.
a reference to anything.
God, imagine if we had to listen to our show back and then just count down how many references.
How many
we throw
references?
In.
And
I
I'm
throw in so many, and sometimes you guys don't get it, but someone in the app chat does.
You're right.
And
Yeah.
they'll send it in, and I'm like, nice.
Sometimes I'll hear Joanna say something, and I don't recognize it. But when somebody does, it probably feels good for them and for you, right?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, we're so meta.
Adam Devine from Workaholics.
Mm-hmm.
Pitch Perfect.
Yeah, he is 41.
Did you have a crush on him, Joanna?
On Adam Devine? No.
Yeah.
Now, Adam Devine is
mean,
kind of
he's
like
not
your
a-
best friend type
yeah,
of guy.
like a buddy.
Right. Although he was, who did he date on Modern Family? They brought him in. Haley, right. He was dating Haley after
He
she
was
broke
the
up with
Manny.
Dylan. Christopher Knight, who played Peter Brady on the Brady Bunch, is having a birthday. He's 67.
Oh, I loved him in Surreal Life.
Yeah, right. That's when he met that
Model.
Yep.
Are they still together?
No, I don't think they've been together for over a decade.
Love is dead.
Love is dead.
60s folk singer Joni Mitchell is 81 today.
She's still rocking, I think.
And another 60s pop star, Johnny Rivers, is 82. A couple of dates in history. 80 years ago on this date, in 1944, President Franklin Roosevelt won an unprecedented fourth term in office, defeating Thomas E. Dewey. After FDR, he died during his fourth term in office. And so his vice president, Harry Truman, stepped up. After FDR, they set up the 2-term limit for president. So I could see that changing, over the next 4 years. Just the idea that you're limited to 2 terms. I could see that definitely going right out the window.
Sure.
If it's not encoded in law, if it's just a moray or a standard practice, all of that could go out.
Hey, that's right. We voted for it, MAGA.
Show me where it says I can't win a third time.
Hey, we voted for it. Trump 2024.
62 years ago, 1962, the day after Richard Nixon lost the election for governor of California, he told everyone at the press conference, "You won't have Nixon to kick around anymore." What do you think about that as an impersonation?
That was pretty decent.
That's the first impersonation I did when I was a kid. My parents would wake me up if they had friends over, and I'd have to put on clothes and go out and do my Nixon impersonation.
Nixon impersonation.
I am not a crook, but it's the face. Wait, Joanna, check it out. It's
I'm looking.
Wait, but I'm not.
Yeah, I see it. Nico's dying.
What's up?
No, I'm just trying not to look at your face.
33 years ago, in 1991, Magic Johnson announced that he had tested positive for HIV and was retiring from basketball. Now, for me, this is one of those like Pearl Harbor. You know how people always say that, I remember where I was when I heard Pearl Harbor had been bombed by the Japanese. It's one of those. Like, I can remember when I heard it come over the radio, where I was, what I was doing. You know what I was doing?
What were you doing?
I was at the post office mailing off air checks, trying to get a job someplace other than Oklahoma City.
When you found out Magic Johnson had HIV?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
And Thanksgiving's the next, we got Veterans Day coming up, of course. That's a big one. But hey, are any of the Halloween superstores going to do, in El Paso, become Christmas superstores?
No.
They are doing it at other places, right?
Yes.
Just not El Paso?
Not here.
I see.
Spirit Halloween is ended. Spirit Christmas is on the way. But what fills the gap? Introducing Spirit Thanksgiving with thousands of items to make your turkey day terrific. Turkey plates, turkey napkins, turkey flags, turkey candles, turkey placemats, turkey balloons, turkey tablecloths, and of course it wouldn't be Spirit without sexy Thanksgiving costumes, like the sexy turkey.
Gobble, gobble.
Sexy pilgrim.
Give thanks to those abs.
Sexy green bean casserole.
Steamy.
And sexy mashed potatoes.
Pour some gravy on me.
Spirit Thanksgiving, coming soon to the former TGI Fridays in your neighborhood.
Music news, concert updates, song and album factoids, and of course, nothing but El Paso's best rock. All
prep for college and career. Easter Seals, make it yours. Join us at easterseals.com.
The Buzz Adams Morning Show, Monday through Friday, 5 to 10. KLAQ and KLAQ HD1, El Paso, a town square media station.
Joanna's going to have the Hollywood Cheese May coming up. You want me to have that thing you do?
Hell
queued
yeah.
up, ready to go?
Get that
When
ready
you
to
do
go.
that story about Tom Hanks?
Yes, please.
I'm dying to hear what word he used. You said it was a two-parter, and the first word was C, and the second one was S.
I don't know why I can't record the audio of it because it's hilarious. And Conan O'Brien's response is hilarious too.
Can you send me a link to it?
Sure.
Yes. I don't know. Well, I won't have time to do it now.
Don't play it. because it's a really
Right. I was
bad
going
word.
to edit it because you say it's so funny.
It's so funny.
But you said it started with a C, and the second word
it's
is.
like a two-parter.
Wait. Is
starts with
it
a
not
C.
the C word that I'm thinking of?
I think you're thinking of a different C
I'm
word.
thinking of the one
I
that's
think you're
okay to
thinking
say
of
in
the
Britain, but
female
not.
one.
Yeah. Well,
Think the male one.
isn't that weird that like one of the worst curse words? If you said this word in a public place, it would, in America it would be a really bad word, but in England they just throw that C word around like it's nothing.
Yeah.
So it's okay. And the second word, so obviously it's.
I'm still thinking, what does it mean?
All will be revealed.
Well, he was criticizing film critics. I guess turnabout's
Oh, wait, you
fair
said
play.
CS?
Yeah, it's a
Oh, I know.
two-parter.
So it's something. Okay.
Yeah, that's a good way. That's what I said.
It's
I
what,
said
How's it mean?
Before we get to the Hollywood Cheese May, I got a few more calls. Here's somebody clarifying their call from yesterday, I guess.
Hey, I tried to call live. Jonah's not picking up the phone.
Damn.
Okay, so
Okay.
let me tell you. When we're on air and we're all talking, Joanna, kind of at a disadvantage there. She either picks up the phone or doesn't. When we hire one more person for the show, you realize we'll have a dedicated phone screener who's not expected to be on the air all the time. So
Sometimes I see the phone ringing. Trust me, I want to pick it up.
Right,
but
let it
I'm
ring,
talking.
especially if we're in a break or if we're talking, if we're in a segment.
Yeah, if you
and
hear
you're calling,
me talking.
if you hear Joanna talking, you might have to wait a little longer for her to get to your phone call.
I don't know. Maybe she's just busy.
Well, she's on the air. Yeah, she's on the air live.
But I cannot follow that great message from the previous net call. And all I could say, Buzz, is when I made my net call yesterday, obviously I was upset. But then you told us, everybody, not to sound too defeated. I kind of took it to heart. It's been a day. I feel a little bit better. And all I could say is thank you for making me laugh yesterday. I appreciate it. It's just trying to let go the disappointment. I mean, really, people didn't turn out to vote. I think that was the only true thing in news that say we needed to turn out to vote, and we did it. So it is what it is.
All right. Well, I mean, I saw him interviewing people in line. It seemed like there was a good voter turnout this year. Maybe some of these under 30 voters didn't vote for Kamala like they assumed they were going to.
Right. We had record registrations. Weirdly enough, we had less votes in Texas. Less people actually voted.
Yeah, but I don't get glum. Nobody's gonna like a gloomy Gus, and I don't mean personally, but if you're just hanging your head and you're not moaning and complaining about the next 4 years, take it head on.
MAGA 2024 Trump train. Woo-hoo!
Hey, this is Tony. About Bill Hicks, I thought he did a great job taking over from the disaster it was before. But the one reason I couldn't vote for him, which I really wanted to, was the endorsement by our governor. I still say he has part responsibility of what happened at Walmart, and anybody he endorses, I just can't vote for. But I think he did a good job, and if he wouldn't have endorsed him, me and my family would have voted for him. But that's our reason later.
Did Abbott give an endorsement? I don't think he endorsed in the district attorney's race. He appointed Bill as district attorney.
He may have endorsed him. We just pick up on it.
Yeah, I feel like Bill Hicks was kind of a down ballot casualty. There were people who were like, no. If Trump wins, we're going to need as many Democrats.
What a silly, look, that's nice, Tony, I think. And I know he's a Democrat and liberal, but what a terrible reasoning for not to vote for somebody. You liked his policies. You liked what he did after the debacle with Yvonne Rosales. And yet you go, I like what he did, but this other guy endorsed him or appointed him. I just can't vote for him because he was appointed by this other guy. But I really like what he did. He's been great for Like, what a silly, what silly reasoning.
He really saved the district attorney's office. It was in a shambles.
It was in array.
Yeah. All right, let's throw it over to Joanna. She is standing by with her Hollywood Cheese Man.
Joanna's Hollywood Cheese Mix. Joanna's Hollywood Cheese Mix. Joanna's Hollywood Cheese Mix. Joanna, tell us more.
All right, Joanna, what is happening in today's Hollywood Cheese Man?
Okay. According to Zach Wilde, work continues on a new album from Black Label Society. Wilde is incredibly busy with Pantera and Zach Sabbath, but says that they've been recording a batch of new stuff while everyone is home. Because of the Pantera Celebration tour next year, plus Zach Sabbath shows sprinkled in, Zach says that it'll probably be late 2025 or early 26 before putting out another Black Label Society album. The 12th album from Black Label Society, when they can work it into schedule, will be the follow-up to 2021's Doom Crew Inc.
Doom Crew Inc.?
Yes.
Okay.
So
Yes.
I'm watching this new anime called Bastard, and it's a dark, like, fantasy anime, and they have magic and stuff, and they do magic powers. All the spells, though, are names of rock bands.
Really? Did you just learn about Black Label Society?
Well, yeah, they'll be like, I'm casting this Dave Mustaine.
That's hilarious.
And like,
are they all like metal bands?
They're all metal bands.
And Nico's learning something. I'm so proud of you.
Yes, but how will you stand up to my mastodon?
Yeah, no, my Megadeth. Or
hilarious.
Halloween. Like, it's really funny.
Halloween.
That is hilarious.
Yeah, it's hilarious. And so, and their home city is named Metallicana.
I got to start watching this anime.
Yeah.
All right,
great.
Joanna, what's happening in today's Hollywood Cheese Man?
Sorry. I just thought it was funny.
Still on the topic of metal bands,
Yeah.
the thrash band Belushi Speedball didn't take kindly to Green Day's recent demastered 30th anniversary release of their multi-platinum album Dookie.
Belushi's Speedball is the name of a band?
Yes, sir. So much so that Belushi Speedball have released a Dookie version of their single This Is the Peak on a piece of actual dog poop. If you'll remember, last month, Green Day announced that they would be releasing each of the 15 tracks on Dookie on unconventional and obsolete items like a Teddy Ruxpin, a Game Boy cartridge, and an 8-track, among other things. Belushi Speedball immediately accused Green Day of ripping them off and released the following statement saying, quote, "Here at Belushi Speedball Incorporated, we pride ourselves in the artisan crafting of our handmade merchandise items, which over the years have provided fans with albums on Super Nintendo, Game Boy Advance, a Furby, an 8-track, and a Teddy Ruxpin, which we have busted our butts to get noticed by the masses. And in one single swoop, Green Day comes in and instantly is revered as innovative merch geniuses. Is this how getting ripped off feels?"
What, they felt they had ownership of putting songs on a Teddy Ruxpin?
Yes.
They had done that?
They had done that, apparently. And well, now Belushi Speedball have taken things one step further, unleashing their song This Is the Peak on a piece of actual Labrador poop preserved in a bowl of resin. The one-of-one release is available on eBay,
Has anybody
where
heard
it has
of
a top bid of $11.50.
$11,500.
$11.50.
I was going to say, has anybody heard of Belushi Speedball
Not
before?
until today, but now that I hear them, they sound pretty cool. Do you want to hear their song,
I
This
do,
Is
but
the Peak?
Yeah, and then I'll explain for younger listeners, younger than 70.
The reference to
Belushi Speedball.
Here is Belushi Speedball with This Is the Peak.
This rocks.
Why are you making those other sounds?
Because I'm Beavis and Butthead. I'm trying to do both.
Or Butthead.
Fire!
Fire! Actually, this isn't bad.
No.
This is good.
I'm digging it.
I want to know when you get to the episode of your anime when they're like, and here's my Belushi speedball. This is pretty good.
Comedian John Belushi
yes.
overdosed on...
Comedian?
John Belushi?
Oh, I think it was an actor.
Actor,
he was comic
comedian.
actor. I don't know that he did any serious roles, but one of the original Saturday Night Live guys died of an overdose from a speedball, which he was given by, full circle here, Gordon Lightfoot's ex.
Who was the ex?
I don't remember her name, but apparently she was she was notoriously like a druggie
and dated Gordon Lightfoot.
And they lived together.
Wait, how is this full circle? You didn't complete a circle.
Everything comes back to Gordon Lightfoot. Everything comes back to
birthday soon?
Yeah, I think it's coming up in a couple of months.
We got to bring back in honor of Gordon Lightfoot.
I can play
R.I.P.
any song. You name any song, I can play it in the style of Gordon Lightfoot.
We'll start working on that project, buddy. Well, the song "This Is the Peak," which now I'm a fan of, appears on Belushi Speedball's latest album, Stelkira, which was released in May of this year.
How long have they been around?
I have no idea. This is the first time I'm hearing of them.
Oh, there's somebody out there who's like a huge Belushi Speedball fan.
Belushi Speedball. That is a great name.
And what are they mad at that they've been doing?
Because apparently they sell merchandise and they sell their albums on things like a Teddy Ruxpin, an 8-track. And then Green Day did that whole promotional thing for Dookie, the 30th anniversary, and they released all the tracks on things like that.
Oh, so they did the same thing. They released the tracks on weird things.
So they're saying they ripped us off.
Hey, Belushi Speedball did not take a disc laying down.
I don't get it, though.
In response to that, they are now selling their song, This Is the Peak, which we just heard, on a piece of Labrador poop that's preserved in a bowl of resin.
Is it like a USB in there? Or how? You couldn't hear it, right?
No,
it's probably the grooves in the poop. You need a needle.
or the Furby. If you bought the Furby, could you listen to the song?
The Furby will sing for you, I guess. But how will the poop sing for you?
Yeah.
That's a question that I want an answer
that we all need to.
If anyone knows.
There are many, many mysteries surrounding Belushi Speedball that I demand to have answered before the end of work hours.
Well, consider me a fan of Belushi Speedball.
Yeah, me too.
Gladiator 2 star and AfterSun Oscar nominee Paul Mescal recently spoke to the Sunday Times and railed against labeling films as content. He called the descriptor a filthy word, one that seemingly does not apply to movies such as Ridley Scott's long-awaited Gladiator sequel due to its cinematic craftsmanship. It was also not made solely with the goal of boosting social media followers and engagement. And he also said, quote, over the last few years, people have been talking about films as content, and it's a filthy word. It's not content. It's effing work. I'm not being snobby, but there are two concurrent industries. One that works with a lack of care, artistic integrity. Go nuts. Make stuff with Instagram followers as a factor, whatever. But the other is what has always been there, the craft of film, making, directing, lighting, and production design.
Who is Paul Mescal again?
He's about to come out in Gladiator 2.
Yeah,
he came out in that movie AfterSun, came out on a show called Normal People. He's kind of big.
Oh, all right.
You don't know?
I'm really, behind the curve on this one.
Well, he's about to blow up probably because he's about to be in this Gladiator sequel opposite Denzel Washington, Pedro Pascal, and Joseph Quinn.
Is this a sequel? Because it looks like a remake to me. It looks like the
Gladiator
original Gladiator, except they got boats.
I don't know. I guess we'll
it
have to
looks
see.
bigger and better.
Gladiator 2 opens in theaters nationwide on November 22nd. And finally, Tom Hanks used a very eyebrow-raising word while describing movie critics on Conan O'Brien's podcast. When O'Brien asked Hanks about the actor and filmmaker's 1996 featured directorial debut, That Thing You Do, during the Monday episode of the podcast, Tom Hanks used the phrase "sea suckers" while recalling a film critic who wasn't initially a fan of the musical comedy. Did you guys get the word?
Yep. What a banger. What a banger.
That's a great song.
So then Hank says, let me tell you something about these sea suckers who write about movies. Can I say that? To which O'Brien responded, my father writes about movies and his name is Sea Sucker. But Hanks continued saying, quote, somebody who wrote about that thing you do that said, quote, Tom Hanks has to stop hanging around on the veterans of TV because it's just like it's shot on TV and it's not much of anything. But that same person then wrote about the cult classic, That Thing You Do. Same exact person. All you need is 20 years between now and then, and it ends up speaking somewhere. While Hanks used strong language to describe film critics, initially he conceded that poor reviews and the potential for time to reshape someone's opinion on a movie is something that, quote, we all signed up for.
Well, it's on Hulu. I recommend you watch it because I think it's a pretty good movie.
I'm going to watch it while Nico makes me dinner.
Yeah.
With your entertainment news, I'm Joanna Barba.
Oh, yeah. Today is it's the first Thursday of November. That means it's National Men Make Dinner Day.
Hello. It's National Men Make Dinner Day. A day set aside to encourage the man in your life to make you dinner. Now, if you guys are stumped about putting together a meal, let me show you how it's done. It's quite simple, really. Just pick up the phone and call your lady.
This is long.
Yes, hello, honey. Yeah, since it's my turn to make dinner, I'm gonna need you to pick up a few things. Yeah, first, stop by my favorite steakhouse and pick up a couple New York strip, medium. Also, pick up a family portion of corn and potatoes. I think it's the number 16. Oh, then stop at the drugstore and pick me up some rubbers. Magnum, of course. But I don't need to tell you that. Yes, you're getting 2 doses of meat tonight. Goodbye. I love you too. I don't really love her. See, it's not that hard to prepare dinner, but you know what is hard? This thing down below. Jeez. Better call the lady and tell her to hurry up. This meat may go bad if she waits too long. Yes, delicious.
I'm Daniel Paulus, and whether you're wrapping up your workday,
I never knew when to start talking because it goes on like this for 4 more minutes.
So sometimes on Saturday mornings when I have to
95.5.
Yeah.
Sometimes on Saturday mornings when the song I'm outroing and I'm like, when do I start?
That I remember that video. At the end, they have it like a fish out of water, and he's just like flopping on the. Have you ever seen the video for "Epic" by Faith No More?
Yes, I.
Amazing band that was.
Yeah.
Hey, I found a clip of that show I was watching.
Oh god,
the anime one?
Yeah, it's not the clip I wanted, but it's good enough.
Someone called in about it. And Nico's watching a new anime that has like a heavy metal theme.
Yeah,
I may start watching this.
So
anime.
it's called. Its full name is Bastard Heavy Metal.
Hey, you mentioned Megadeth and some casting of spells on a TV program. In the early days of Megadeth, Dave actually admits to being in dark places and was practicing black magic. And the song Conjuring actually has some instructions on some black magic, and he does not play that song live anymore because he has turned the page.
So,
practicing black magic to me means the same as pretending to do magic.
Yeah, it's just you're cosplaying something. All right, so here's the clip. The lead character, Dark Schneider, is fighting a monster.
Dark Schneider?
Is that a reference to metal a little?
I don't know.
No, I don't think so. But
unless it's a D. Snyder.
Oh, yeah. I think so.
Oh, that is, yeah.
Dark Schneider, D. Snyder.
Does he have like blonde, curly, like
it's big hair? Big hair.
Oh,
yeah.
my God. I got to start watching this.
All right, so here's him fighting.
Must die. Psycho. Know your
That's a decay spell.
fall. Decay. Return to Earth. Suicidal tendency.
Very nice. And in the process, Nico is going to learn about metal bands.
You now know there's
I'm
a band
so
called
proud of you.
Suicidal Tendencies.
Well, I had to ask Joanna.
Suicidal Tendencies is a great band.
I had to ask, is that a song or band?
Now I get why you asked.
Isn't that ridiculous?
I gotta watch this anime.
Suicidal Tendencies!
Meanwhile, I'm back here listening to Belushi Speedball.
The post-election headline of the day for you. Ready?
Yep.
Yeah.
Your air fryer may be spying on you.
What the hell?
I've always suspected something.
Something in that kitchen is spying on me.
Cuisinart has always been suspect. No, mine is...
Mine is Ninja.
Yeah, Ninja.
The
Always
Ninja products are shady, right?
shady.
What was yours, Joanna?
A Ninja.
I gave mine away.
Your air fryer?
He doesn't know how to do anything in the kitchen.
That's true.
Apparently,
Why would you buy an
it's
air
as
fryer?
easy as like you just turn a knob and it
You
does
could make
it.
steak in the air fryer.
I'm not going to
Russ.
make. Okay, that
You're
is
a knob.
That is a hate crime against cows to cook a steak in an air fryer.
Now, dude, you can make some.
You're
excellent
missing
things.
out.
Yeah.
I saw something that said about 10% of the U.S. population is going to make their Thanksgiving turkey in an air fryer this year.
That's a big ass
That's
air
a big
fryer.
ass air
Where do you
fryer.
find that?
I don't know. So here are some of the celebrity reactions to the outcome of the
nothing
election.
more on the air fryer spying on you?
Well, it's got a link to the full story, but I was just fascinated by
What, you're just gonna throw that out there?
by the headline.
I need to know if my air fryer is spying on me.
The UK Consumers Association reports that its test of air fryers revealed the gadgets are sharing user data with third parties for marketing purposes. What?
What?
Why is my
What?
air fryer connected to the internet?
What kind of user data?
There are some very high-tech
Nicholas
fancy air
and Julian
fryers.
just cooked tater tots.
Joanna
share with the
Barba
world.
just air fried another hot pocket.
Another hot pocket. I knew that's what you used it for.
They reviewed a bunch of air fryers. One, according to one of the researchers, one wanted to know gender and date of birth when setting up an owner account. While the Xiaomi app linked to its air fryer was found to be connected with trackers from Facebook, Pangle, that is kind of like the TikTok for business, and Chinese tech giant Tencent.
Oh. That's weird. Don't get an air fryer that connects to. I guess maybe because you could like set it and you. And
There are some that you can set it up and then
I
you
wanna
can
set
like
it and
control
forget
it
it.
with your phone. Set it and forget it.
Hold on, but do you have to sign anything for it to be sharing your...
It kind of links you to an app so that you can control your air fryer like that. So yeah, I guess in app you have to sign up for things.
I need to heat up the air fryer before I get home, so I'm gonna like set
Let me
it.
start preheating that air fryer.
So the guy who was talking about the different apps or the different the ways that air fryers use connectivity said one of them wanted to know the gender and date of birth when setting up an owner account. I don't think I've set up an owner account on a single appliance I've ever owned in my life.
No, imagine we had to start doing that with toasters.
I guess is there an option to do that? Also, why does an air fryer need to be connected to the internet at all? By the way, it is raining outside. It's raining pretty good on the west side.
Yeah.
Be careful driving.
Oh.
We got. Yeah, it's coming down pretty good.
is.
So it's
cold rain too.
It's
It's a November rain.
the worst. Is that a song or band?
in the cold November rain.
Let me know when they say it in your anime.
How will you handle these guns and roses?
No, that's already a spell. Guns and Row is a spell already.
This anime sounds badass.
It's pretty badass.
Call just came in a second ago. I haven't even screened it at all.
Oh God.
Hey, good morning show. I have a quick question about the election. And the weeks leading up to the election, I saw that gas was getting cheaper and cheaper, down to $2.40 at some places too. I'm just wondering if now that Trump got elected, if that's going to change and they're going to be like, oh, screw everybody. And if so, Nico, can I borrow one of your Clydesdales just to pull my pickup all the way to work? If you don't need them, I could borrow one.
The whole thing was a setup for a Rose Hips joke.
That is dedication, sir.
Yeah.
Rose Hips was a pony, not a Clydesdale. Dummy.
Yeah, but at Jimmy and Stables, you've probably got a bigger horse there, right?
You guys are...
At Jimmy and Estate.
I have no trust fund. I don't come from a rich family at all. I'm very poor.
Oh, you got to see that mansion his folks live in.
What? Dude,
can imagine.
you
I've
live
been
in a
his
mansion.
neighborhood.
You live in a mansion.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do. How could you even talk to me about that?
But you don't even go to your full upstairs.
You have an entire upstairs that you never go.
never
I
seen in
have
years.
probably not gone up those stairs in 6 months, probably.
Didn't you say when Nico lived there, you used to leave like little piles at the stairs so that he could take them upstairs with him?
Piles of the stuff he just wanted. He was like, this needs to go upstairs.
Crossword puzzles that have already been
go
worked.
upstairs.
Hey, I just leave a pile and it's like, hey, you're going up there anyway. Lug this upstairs. And do you want to know the irony?
What?
When I was a kid,
Okay.
I thought the surest sign that somebody was wealthy is if they had stairs.
A two-story house.
A two-story
Hell yeah.
house,
I
to
thought the
me,
same.
was the fanciest thing that a person could ever aspire
So,
to.
of course, you had to get one.
It sucks.
I was wrong.
So here we got some reactions to the outcome of the election, okay?
All right.
Jeff Bezos, who was heavily criticized for not allowing the Washington Post to endorse Kamala Harris, congratulated Trump and wished him, quote, all success in leading and uniting the America we love. Billie Eilish, you know who that is, right?
I've heard the name.
Billie Eilish likened Trump's victory to a, quote, war on women. Jay Leno called it a great day for democracy. You know, Jay Leno has kind of been circling around, you know, the right. You know, he appeared on Tim Allen's TV show as a recurring character.
Yeah, but he had already criticized Donald Trump before the election.
Leno did?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he called it a great day.
He called it a great day for democracy.
You know why it is a great day for democracy? Because somebody lost an election and they didn't throw a fit.
Right.
And act like a big baby and cost millions of dollars and put people's lives at risk. So it is a great day for democracy because you see the person who lost the election conceding the election in timely fashion and the current sitting president calling Mr. Trump and offering him his help in any way needed for a smooth transition.
Sure.
So that is a great day for democracy.
Yeah, democracy.
But it's got to work both ways, though, guys.
You slut.
Does it, though?
David Letterman posted an old clip of Green Day performing American Idiot on the Letterman show.
You have a live call.
And
it's Chris.
Okay, thank you. Hi, Chris.
Good morning.
Hey, Chris.
Hey, what's up, Chris?
What's up?
Hey, Nico, was that horse or that pony the one your grandpa Vic gave you?
Yes. Well, he didn't give it. It was like the one my brother and my mom and I would just ride when we
You
would get
even
up there.
had your grandpa stable him, so all you had to do is show up like little Lord Fauntleroy and go out and ride rose hips around
No,
the
he had
property.
All right, so, hey, Nico's grandpa was a true, real cowboy.
Yeah.
Are you the guy who called in last week?
Yes.
Was it last week?
Yeah. No, he's vouching. He's like, no.
Chris knows my family.
Everybody gives Nico a hard time that he's his.
No, actually, Nico's grandpa was real good friends with my uncle John or Juan, and my Aunt Fina was best friends with Christina, your grandma.
Granny, my granny, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did you ever see the horse Rose Hips, Chris?
You know what? Vic had a bunch of horses, so most likely, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, there were a bunch of horses there.
He had a he had a ranch and he had like farms and stuff. He was a farmer and rancher.
So Rose Hips was only for the golden child, the blessed Scion.
So
then that means that basically everybody in the Fort Hancock area is a golden child or a blessed child.
Right.
So that's just the way of life out there.
Yeah, if you're going to talk about everybody that has a horse out in the county, country area of stuff, then you're sure they're all, billionaire gazillionaires out there with people with horses.
All right, but your horse's name was Rose Hips, which is just pretty.
I don't know why it was named Rose. That's
probably
a good question.
Nico
It was probably a female. She was probably really calm.
It was probably like really good for girls to ride on and stuff.
I think it was my mom's.
Yeah, exactly. And I think maybe your mom named him or named her.
Chris also vouched for when he called in. You may not have even been here, but he said, "Oh yeah, Nico is totally Hispanic. Like there's no doubt about it.
My whole family, ranchers, Mexicans.
His grandfather was grandfather, great
grandfather.
Grandfather is the one who worked for the Michelin Guide and gave out the stars to the restaurants.
No,
right?
he worked for AAA, and before that, though, he worked for my great grandfather. He helped my grandfather Victor Ochoa, my great grandfather Victor Ochoa. He helped him on the ranch.
What was your grandfather's name?
Nicholas Villardell.
Are you named after him?
Yes.
Aw.
Right on.
Nicholas. Your namesake Nico is coming over. Make sure that Rose Hips is properly brushed. All right.
At least you didn't have to milk her. You know what I mean?
Yeah, thank God.
Drink horse milk.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Chris.
Appreciate it, Chris.
Right.
Is this a friend of yours that I don't know?
Chris is a family friend. Yeah.
So yeah,
but
you
not
don't
like
know.
You've brought friends over before. Didn't you have a friend Chris who's like military?
Yeah, that's a high school
guy?
friend.
Okay.
Yeah, no, Chris is a family friend, and everybody out in the county has horses. I mean, if you're going to criticize anybody from here to Van Horn to Midland to all of West Texas,
We're just making fun of you.
We're just making fun of you because you had a pony named Rose Hips. Would you ride him every time you went to your
it was a
grandfather?
family thing.
What color was Rose Hips?
I don't remember. My great grandfather, who owned the ranch, he died when I was 5, and he must have been in his 80s at that time.
Did he have ranch hands? That sort of thing?
Yeah, he drove cattle, and he would be on the horse and like drive the cattle west or up to Oklahoma.
Yellowstone, does it bring fond memories of the ranch?
Yeah, I had my first cowboy boots and spurs when I was 4. I had cowboy boots and spurs and like a cowboy hat.
Oh my God, I want to see pictures of that. Mrs. Jimian, if you're out there.
Did you ever say to one of the ranch hands, "Polish my saddle, farm boy. I want to see my face shining in it tomorrow morning"?
No.
Get my equestrian suit ready. I wish to go for a ride today.
Did you ever own jodhpurs?
You both are dicks. Right there.
We broke him. We cracked him.
Right there. You both heard him defending me and my family, saying, no, very Mexican, very ranchero family out there. And you guys have to continue with this.
Okay, but
Downton Abbey charade, and we had nothing to do with that.
What is the Spanish word for escargot, though?
That's a good question.
Escargot.
Escargoto.
Escargot.
Nobody knows?
I don't know.
All right.
Escargot in Espanol.
Will Trump deport Prince Harry? He has threatened to do it for a few times for some reason. Nobody can figure out why. President Biden congratulated Donald Trump by phone yesterday and invited him to the White House. Trump never called Biden after he lost the election to him. You know, we all know this pretty well, right?
Yeah.
The Obamas congratulated him as well. Vanity Fair, apparently magazines still exist. I wasn't aware. But Vanity Fair put Trump on its cover along with his number of felonies, convictions, cases pending, impeachments, and bankruptcies.
Irrelevant.
Eric just wrote us an email calling you Richie Rich Buzz, saying, wait, Buzz hates the stairs at his house, then why did he take his elevator out?
No. That was the previous house.
So you had an elevator in a house.
You had an elevator in your house?
I didn't have it put in.
Oh, Mr. Richie Rich, did you have Jeeves come to you?
Actually, yeah. There's something to be said about Buzz also being rich, but it's fun when it's for Nico.
Buzz is... I don't live rich, though, at all. Like, I live a very poor life.
Oh, you have squandered your family's riches.
Shut that. Not at all.
Buzz had not felt the heat of inflation until he realized, oh, my God, my stakes are going up.
They went up like double the price.
Yeah,
man.
most people knew that when they couldn't afford rent or housing.
I knew that like 3 years ago.
You're like, well, I guess I can't buy steaks anymore.
All right, listen.
Yeah.
I'm just an average American.
Are you?
Are you, though?
With an elevator in their house.
I did put the elevator in there. It was there when I got the place. But it's not.
You took it out? How do you get rid of the elevator?
I didn't. I sold the house. Oh, this is it. You want to hear an interesting story?
Buzz has had one house before his other rich house.
Right. He's had multiple mansions.
Houses. I told
Nico,
you.
how many houses?
In fact, I told you.
I don't even own one now.
I don't own one either.
Joanna, before the show
Buzz?
today,
Yeah.
there was something really expensive from Louis Vuitton, and I told you that is $5,000 more than what my first house in El Paso cost.
Was that the house with the elevator?
No, there was one before that.
A different house?
Yeah. Louis Vuitton, I guess, is selling a $60,000 doghouse. I guess because some people just aren't insufferable enough.
What?
And I told
did you think about getting that for Spark, but you thought, no, it's not nice enough.
No, he's working for that Hobbit hole for Sparky.
But my first house was $55,000.
God, imagine just buying a house in the 70s.
Why did God? It wasn't the 70s.
Imagine.
It was the 90s.
That was probably rich. That was probably expensive then.
Guys, listen, we can't all pick on everybody. We need to figure out who we're going to pick on, and it's Nico.
No,
again.
No. if anything, I'm more poor by choice. My choice is
Don't
to be.
ask about my finances because I give myself little treats all the time, and if I stopped that, I'd probably be rich.
Right. If I didn't work here.
Finally.
If I got a raise,
Yeah.
it would probably help.
I went back to medicine.
Finally, Cardi B posted and then deleted a video where she said, quote, "This is why some of y'all states be getting hurricanes." She also posted a video of herself watching the results with the caption, "I hate y'all bad." I don't know if she deleted that one, but the one about the hurricane, she did delete. Well, it's
I think she got into like a Twitter war with Elon Musk at some point.
Who hasn't at this point? Hey, Sam T from our app chat says escargot is known as caracoles.
Oh, caracoles. Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Caracoles?
Boom. Sopa de caracol.
There's a thing called sopa de caracoles?
Yeah. I mean, it's not
Escargot
escargot.
soup.
It's just regular sopita.
No, but it doesn't have snails in it.
No.
Then what?
Because the pasta is shaped like shells.
Ah.
Oh.
I can't explain this to you white people.
Well, listen,
as you just heard, I am very Mexican.
Someone out there got what I meant.
We got to take a break, and I almost had it to the jumping off point, and then you veered off the road.
Oh, sorry.
So Cardi B was not happy with the outcome of the election, but you know me, when it comes to experts, I defer to what Saweetie is going to say about it.
Coming up, all of the political insight from the only person who is qualified to break down the election results, Cardi B.
So, Cardi B, Pennsylvania was a battleground state which Biden won handily in 2020. Why do you think Kamala had so much trouble winning Pennsylvania? Interesting point. So, one of the major issues this election season was immigration. What changes do you think Kamala could have made to her campaign to thoroughly address the issue? Agreed. And yes, I understand that you're very upset about the results, but there's no need to talk about my mother that way.
All of the political commentary you need to hear from election expert Cardi B coming up.
While you're working away, we're working for you.
Shop now at Dell.com/deals. That's Dell.com/deals.
Live from the KLAQ studios, the Buzz Adams Morning Show. Courtesy of Glasheen, Vyas, and Enderman Personal Injury Lawyers at GVILaw.com.
You know what this sound is? It's called a newspaper, folks. Everybody used to read these things.
How thin was the newspaper today?
Pretty good size.
Oh.
Yeah, for the time. Well, they had to do all their election coverage 48 hours. You know, that's the thing about the newspapers. They just seem hopelessly slow. You know, if you want to get information, you wait till the paper shows up on your doorstep. I guess I'm kind of amazed that any newspapers are still afloat. Somebody had a few questions or comments about local elections, which we really have not talked about much, but that's what this segment's going to be, okay? The local elections, the bond propositions, there's going to be a runoff for mayor between two of the candidates.
Good morning show. I would like your help, and I don't know if other El Pasoans are concerned about this, if this is correct or incorrect information, but isn't the new DA-elect that just won the election that's taking over Mr. Bill Hicks, isn't he the same person that was involved with the Yvonne Rosales case and went into hiding when Ms. Rosales resigned? Isn't he that same person that was making these shady stuff with Rosales? Did El Paso forgot who this person was and he got voted in to be?
I'm not sure that you're right. You would have to give me the details of some sources. So he's talking not about Bill Hicks, but about James Montoya.
James Montoya ran against Yvonne Rosales.
He lost.
He lost in her first...
he was not part of her district attorney's office.
To the point where anybody... Because James Montoya worked with Jaime Esparza. And so Yvonne Rosales got rid of anybody who had worked for Esparza. And I doubt that James Montoya would have worked...
I doubt if he... really had much contact with Rosales when she was a district attorney at all. So I got to challenge the premise that you're going with here. I don't think he was part of the dysfunctional Rosales administration.
Shady stuff with Rosales?
I don't know, unless you're talking about something I'm not aware of.
Did El Paso forgot who this person was and he got voted in to... Or is this false information? Keep confirmation. Guys, please clarify this. Thank you so much for all your help. Love the show. Bye-bye.
But why would you call in with such an accusatory tone when you say...
Well, he may have thought that. I mean...
Or is this fake?
You're real suspicious of everybody.
I doubt people's motives. Look, hey, man, listen, nobody...
He just called for clarification. We clarified. There you go. That's it.
I know, but the way it's like, and people forgot and voted for him anyway. No, he wasn't part of the Rosales debacle.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, he was the guy that Rosales defeated to become the district attorney.
Yeah, why were you asking this? Is that what you're doing? Why were you asking this?
Viva Donald Trump! I vote for him, so I get to stay. Remember, gringos, be nice to the Mexicans. 60% of the vote, Mexicano, Latino, Viva Donald Trump! I get to stay.
All right.
I get to
for the mayor's office, Renard Johnson and Brian Kennedy are going to have a runoff. And if you took the other candidates out, Kennedy had more votes than Renard did, but that doesn't mean that the runoff's going to break down the same way. But, we're not done with elections in El Paso. Let me see what else we got. Let's talk about the county propositions. Are we good or do we need a break? We're good? Oh, she's screening a call, see? The city's downtown arena project ends. City voters put an end to the city's years-delayed proposal to build a multi-purpose arena in downtown El Paso by approving a proposition to cancel $128.5 million in unissued bonds for the project. Now, when I interviewed both of the candidates for mayor, Renard Johnson said that he was committed to making the downtown arena a reality because that's what the voters wanted. In 2012, Southwest City Rep Chris Canales said the vote to cancel the bond shows El Pasoans feel that now is not the right time for this kind of large, debt-funded entertainment project. The upgrades on County Coliseum were rejected. You said you voted no on the question about County Coliseum, right?
I didn't think I could vote yes on just like all the just personal. I was like, we can't do all of this, can we?
Something's gotta, not everything can be funded by taxpayers.
Make some hard choices. And I thought we needed the parks. I thought we needed the coroner's office. I thought we needed the UMC.
Right. So if it was about medicine or the medical examiner's office
or basic infrastructure,
I think I voted for that. Yeah. Right. But anything that was like, we're going to fix up the Coliseum, Yeah, maybe next time.
Yeah.
Maybe in another 80 years. There's some kind of charm of walking into the county coliseum and knowing that it has not fundamentally changed in over 50 years.
It's got charm.
Yeah, it has charm. One of the rock walls does look like it's from the Alamo, so it could use a little paint.
Ascarity Park improvements and the animal shelter. Both of those passed. That is a $324 million capital improvement bond. Voters approved $95.6 million in bonds to improve Ascarity Park. Hey, maybe give them enough money that they don't charge you every time you go into a public park.
Do they charge you just to visit Ascarity? I don't think so, do they?
Yeah.
I've never been in there that
sometimes.
they haven't charged whatever $5
$10
or
bucks.
$10. Right.
Just visit?
When I had a
We
remote
voted. Go ahead.
When I had a remote there, I had to pay.
You had to pay for your remote.
And then I had like several remotes there for the entire time,
You
the
should
entire
have
month.
said, hey, you got to give me an extra
I
$10.
did. I told JT.
Right. Okay, so the voters just approved $95.6 million for Ascarity Park, and they're still
Where
going
are my $10 going to?
Why do you
where
need
has
$10?
that been
what,
going?
what am I doing here that costs $10?
Why am I paying that much to go to feed ducks?
Where's the money going?
That's a good
Who's collecting
question.
it?
Well, they would probably tell you it's for upkeep and repair on the park. But even if you never go to Ascarity Park, you're still paying for
Madeline Park doesn't make me do that when I go.
Right.
I got to
Sunland Park doesn't make me do that when I go. So this was $95.6 million to improve Ascarity Park. That's a good question. Why do they still charge $10 every time you go to really the only place in the El Paso city limits where you could fish? I have never fished at Ascarity, but people do.
I think the project is to redo the lake a little to prevent it from...
95.6. Give us a break on $10 getting into Ascarity Park
make it
every
free.
time you got to go. Make it free. Come on. We just gave you $95.6 million.
I will say that the Sun City Music... Like, that place is a perfect place for music festivals.
Oh, yeah, it is, for sure.
Yeah, then they got the story. James Montoya defeated Bill Hicks in the El Paso District Attorney's race. Let me see if this is one I've played already or not.
Morning, Buzz fam. Early Bird here.
Hey.
No, I think voting for me here in El Paso is kind of like a catch-22. Like, okay, for instance, I like Bill Hicks. I worked with the guy, on not directly, but
I've been arrested.
I was on
yeah, right.
a jury trial, and I got to meet him, talk with him, and everything. I like what he does. He did really clean up the office down there. I casted a vote for him, but because I believe that he was, endorsed by certain individuals, that kind of was, a downside for him. So for instance, and I never voted for Kamala. So, but this is a blue city and a red state. So the state's going to vote conservatively. So no matter which, as an independent voter, no matter which, how I vote here in El Paso, my votes get shut down. That's how I look at it. Think about it.
All right, let me hear you out. So you think if you vote for a Republican in El Paso, your vote is wasted?
If most people here did vote for Kamala, the state overall is gonna win for the conservative side. And if a few people wanted to vote for, say, some Republican candidates down ballot, being that it's a blue county, it's pretty much going to be impossible for them to win because
I don't know. Republicans get elected all the time. DeMarco's a Republican.
Wait, but you were just saying this argument. You were literally saying the argument that he's saying right now, that you think Bill Hicks was a casualty of down ballot people voting just Democrat.
Yes, mine was a much shorter version of that. Yeah, I think there were some people. No, I'm not being a dick. I'm just saying, 1 minute, guys.
Of their political affiliation, even if they're a better candidate now.
Okay. Republicans have gotten elected in El Paso. Plenty have through the years, but it is it's a blue county, a blue city. And finally, Nico, your escargot.
Hi, guys. This is Kim. You guys are being ridiculous, okay? Escargot is the food, the delicacy, the hors d'oeuvres, if you will.
Hors d'oeuvres.
So, Spanish for escargot would still be escargot because it's referring to the food. Caracoles are snails specifically. So, you uncultured swine. That is the correct way to refer to all the things. Have a great day, guys.
I like how she just said escargot.
Would be the Spanish for escargot. There's another neckline call.
About escargot.
No, just you dummies.
Buzz, Joanna, how dare you make fun of Nico's Hispanicness? He did fencing. Wait, all that? A sword? He wasn't building fences?
Oh.
Oh, no, he's white.
All right, let's. Yeah, you did fencing? You installed fence? No. You. Hey, but you were stabbing people, so that's kind of like part of the culture, right?
Where'd those cabinets?
Yeah, where did those cabinets come from, Buzz?
Cabinets made in Mexico. All right, let's take a break. When we come back, Nico Jimmy has news headlines next.
Dog performs CPR. I have the details next to news.
Okay.
The Buzz Adams Morning Show, Monday through Friday, 5.
But whatever you get worse, you don't have to live with this anymore. Go check it out now. Just click over to crystalflesh.com.
Oh, guess who this is?
Buzz Adams and the KLAQ Morning Show.
You must be the greatest radio show host ever.
Buzz is back.
Hey, Joanna, how do you like my new bumper music? Is this suitable for airplay, or did you check it first?
This is the peak?
Yeah.
Yeah, the first part is suitable.
Wait, Joanna, you're familiarized yourself with their catalog that much by now?
Because I like that song now.
Yeah, but have you heard them play their song, My Favorite Color is Pizza? This is Belushi Speedball, who Joanna reported is upset that Green Day stole their idea of releasing songs on non-conventional music formats, like a Teddy Ruxpin doll.
Right.
Did they do a See and Say? That would have been a good one. Do you remember See and Say?
No.
It was like a round thing, and it had different animals on it, and you, as a kid, you
Joanna would know what it is if you saw it.
If you saw
See and Say.
Speak. Is it See and Say or Speak and Spell? What the hell?
See and Say, it says.
Yeah, so
but it's
a
the
round
one where
thing.
you do like a little crank, and then it like
if it lands on a
cat.
chicken, it goes. The chicken says.
Oh my God!
And
that
if you
is
spin
hilarious.
it,
It's kind of like a lawnmower. You have to start it with the pole.
Yeah, it has like a lawnmower pull on it, and if it lands on Fox, you know what you hear?
Imagine a See and Say, and it's all Belushi Speedball songs.
Pizza is my favorite color.
Let me name a few toys that I remember girls having when I was a kid, okay? And you tell me if you've ever heard of them or had one. Easy Bake Oven.
Yes.
Yeah, every girl had Easy Bake Oven.
Hell yeah.
Light Bright.
I always wanted a Light Bright.
You know what they are?
Yeah. I've never had one, though.
That's all I can connect for. I don't know.
Wow, you had a very sad childhood.
What he said what girls have. What do boys play with?
G.I. Joe. Until my dad told me that it was a doll, and so I never played with G.I. Joe again.
Wait, only girls are supposed to play with Light Brights?
That's what he kind of said, right?
I was like...
Boys could play with Light Brights, too. You know that, right, Buzz?
Nah, it just sticks out in my mind because I was being babysat by a girl who was maybe 6 years older than me, but she lived on the same block as I did. So she had a Light Bright, and I started playing with a Light Bright. And I guess you're only supposed to put the light-up pegs in certain holes to make a certain picture.
Yeah.
Pegs.
Uh-huh.
I put my peg in her wrong hole, is what happened.
All right.
And she was really mad. All right.
816.
Well,
Put the peg
in the wrong hole. You ready to bring us the news for today?
Yeah.
All right.
Good morning, people.
Spanning the globe,
In search of news.
We've started the news, but I just have to ask one question. Does Belushi Speedball have like 12 people in the band?
I don't know how many people are in the band.
You're going to veer off right now.
Belushi Speedball are a Kentucky-based band founded in 2013.
You're going to have to give me the music bed again when you do it again.
I don't have to give you the whole bed. Time for the news.
Don't interrupt again, Buzz. And with your news, here's Nico Jimmy.
What am I doing with my life? Good morning, Buzz. Good morning, Joanna. Actually, I have a news update. My Facebook friend, Elizabeth Gomez, just messaged me saying, Nico, El Paso is not a blue city anymore. I was just listening to you guys. Here are the votes cast in El Paso. And it says, she sent me a screenshot for the national presidential election in El Paso. 71 million people voted for the Republican nominee, Donald Trump. 67 million voted for the Democratic. So right now, as it stands in the the presidential political divide, it's 48% Democrat, 51% Republican.
Oh my God, that's how many people are in El Paso?
No. She's talking about millions of people, so she's not talking about El Paso. There are 57 million people in El Paso. Do you want to read it again?
Yeah, there can't be 50. Wait, how many people are in El Paso?
That's a good question.
Yeah, there can't be.
Let's say 700,000.
Millions. 678,000.
Oh, so that's just the general election. You're just showing me the general election results.
That doesn't make the case that El Paso is a red county or a red city.
No, I've seen the maps of Texas
it's
and
blue.
who voted
right.
how.
All right.
Well, it's a little island of blue, El Paso, way out in the
There was only
ocean.
like 4 cities.
I
that
brought
were
this
blue.
up for you, Elizabeth. This is how they responded.
Nice try, Elizabeth. Unfortunately, you the bed.
I'm sorry, Elizabeth.
It's still a blue city.
Did you think there were hundreds of millions of people?
No,
live in
when
El
I
Paso?
first
I freaked out when you said 47 million.
When I first read it, because the numbers are
That would be wildly wrong if you were talking about
thousands?
Texas.
I thought it was thousands when I first read it. When she first sent it to me, I thought it was
Are you
thousands.
sure it's not?
I'm sure. Now I've looked at it very carefully. Yes, it's a screenshot, so it's like at the bottom of
But
it.
that's for the whole country.
That's national.
Okay, so let's get just back to El Paso for a second. I don't know for a fact what the breakdown was, but I imagine that El Paso County was pretty solidly for Harris, would be my guess.
I wonder where the breakdown would be.
The El Paso Times, probably. What does the paper say, Buzz?
Don't you have a paper?
Right. Shuffle through that.
Oh, yeah, it's a blue city.
Okay, let's get into your first news story of the day. Well, Joe Biden will be addressing the nation today. Actually, in about an hour. The White House says President Biden will address the nation at 11 a.m. Eastern. His remarks will come after Donald Trump defeated Vice President Kamala Harris to become the nation's 47th president.
God, if he would only say what he's probably really thinking.
Well,
that'd be amazing, or what?
Biden has already spoken.
You shouldn't abandon me, you bitches.
Biden has already spoken with President-elect Trump Wednesday and congratulated him on his election victory.
Loser.
He even invited Trump to the White House to talk about a smooth transition of power.
All right, I just want everybody to digest that for a minute. All right. Watch what happens over the next 2 months and compare it and contrast it to what was going on 4 years ago. And
shenanigans.
If that doesn't raise some kind of question in your mind, God bless you. But watch how this is going to be handled by grown adult people who lost. This is the way. This is the American way. This is the way of the Mandalore.
Oh my God! I was like thinking Buzz is onto something here, and then he goes into a Mandalorian quote.
But let me go back. I told you we're the random reference show. Watch how this transition is handled. Watch what happens on January 6th, the date of the certification. Watch everything that goes on, and just stash that away in your memory banks.
Yeah, whatever.
What if somebody organized, like, I want everybody to come and gather at Mar-a-Lago, and we're going to march there, and we're going to protest at Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah, we Democrats would never do that.
Well, Democrats might, but a Democratic leader or these Democratic leaders would never suggest such a thing.
Nice point.
Did you think I made a good point?
No, whatever. Trump's president now. It's like, yeah, Trump did the thing where he didn't accept the result. It's going to be a bigger difference of how they treat themselves.
Yeah. Just watch the
Kamala's going to concede.
Watch the adults and see how the baby responds.
It doesn't matter. He won. He can do whatever he wants now.
Trump 2024.
He has been given a mandate to basically say, yeah, you like all that decorum and stuff? Well, I say...
guess they don't, yeah. I mean, wrestling's popular.
Yeah. He said...
right.
But you don't vote for your wrestler, your main wrestler. I don't think so. I think
Jesse Ventura.
I think Vince McMahon just gets to choose.
This is what started it. This was like where the downfall began when they elected wrestler Jesse Ventura the governor of Minnesota.
I do like his conspiracy show, though.
Oh, that thing is bananas.
Bananas. All right,
Here's a conspiracy for you. They're going to put a conspiracy guy in charge as health czar.
Not just that. You know who Kash Patel is?
Yeah.
He's going to be CIA director.
Oh, no. You got to be kidding me.
No, he won, dude. So he won.
I know there are a lot of big fans of RFK Jr. out there. RFK Jr. is responsible, and I believe personally responsible, for hundreds, if not thousands, of dead children.
It doesn't matter what you think.
He spread more of the BS about vaccine than anybody else in the world, so I hold him responsible for murder.
Trump gets to pick whoever he wants to run whatever department up because we all voted. Everybody voted for him. He won the election.
Now, this can't be right. This just came over. Vladimir Putin's going to be Secretary of State?
That sounds right.
All right. Speaking of conceding the election, Vice President Kamala Harris told a crowd at Howard University that she has done the difficult thing and called Donald Trump to congratulate him.
We got a call about the El Paso numbers.
Are you not plotting me up for...
I think Nico had a sound.
Huh?
I think you had a sound clip for that.
Yeah. I'm still doing news, right?
Yeah, but then I'm going to play this call.
Okay.
Folks are feeling and experiencing a range of emotions right now. I get it. But we must accept the results of this election. Earlier today, I spoke with President-elect Trump and congratulated him on his victory. I also told him that we will help him and his team with their transition.
Imagine her getting up and saying, "We didn't lose. It was rigged."
She didn't. And the guy who did do that is the one that won.
It's the one that everybody liked better.
So, I mean,
that's what we like.
You can complain all you want about it, and I imagine you will.
As of November 6th, 10:11 a.m., according to the El Paso Times, Kamala Harris got 142,879 votes in El Paso. Donald J. Trump got 104,966. That means Kamala got 56.9%, Donald got 41.8%. Tell that lady to suck it.
Hold on, I didn't know that was coming down the pike.
You gotta start checking these guys.
We can't say suck it.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
don't say it so
didn't
angry.
seem nice.
Yeah. I mean, nobody really cares here, right?
Don't say it like that.
Let's remember to be nice to each other for at least 4 years.
Yeah. But you can suck it, Buzz. Anyways. I'm just kidding.
Well, you finally said what I know you've been thinking for a long time.
The fundamental principle of American democracy is that when we lose an election, we accept the results.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, people voted for somebody to wipe the Constitution with their ass. It's okay. That's what we voted for. Let's just accept it. Why complain? Why resist anymore? Just give in. Let the hate consume you.
Mm-hmm. No.
Yes.
The outcome of this election is not what we wanted, not what we fought for, not what we voted for. But hear me when I say, the light of America's promise will always burn bright.
And the fight's not over.
While I concede this election, I do not concede the fight that fueled this campaign.
Well, moving on. You know that case, Brian Koberger, the
University of Idaho
yes.
killer?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, attorneys for the accused quadruple murderer, Brian Koberger, will be asking a judge in Boise today to consider removing the death penalty as an option in the event their client is convicted. Koberger is accused of killing 4 University of Idaho students in 2022. Kaylee Goncalves, Madison Mogan, Ethan Chapin, and Xana Kernodal were discovered stabbed to death in an off-campus home.
That was 3 women and 1 man?
Mm-hmm. Prosecutors say the former graduate student's DNA was found on a knife sheath that was left at the crime scene. State prosecutors say they will seek the death penalty if Koberger is convicted following a trial set for August of next year. And North Korean troops that are joining Russian troops in Ukraine are binging on porn.
Please just repeat that sentence.
Well, North Korean troops were sent to Ukraine to help Russian troops with their invasion of the country.
I meant literally repeat the first sentence.
North Korean troops joining Russian troops in Ukraine are binging on porn.
Okay.
North Korean troops sent to Ukraine to help Russian troops with their invasion of the country, but there is a hiccup. The newly arrived troops have never had open access to the internet before.
I was going to ask, is it because they've never been able to see the porn?
The internet is banned for all but a few of the very elite elites are allowed to use the internet. And even that version of the internet, there's a smaller circle of people who get to see the non-government filtered.
Think of North Korea as the largest experiment in cult mentality. And what you would do if Jim Jones was able to make Jonestown into something gigantic. Like, that's North Korea. Millions of people
these guys
brainwashed.
These guys are the common soldiers. They're lucky they get 3 square meals a day, but they've never had access to the internet. And what do they immediately go for?
The porn.
The porn, of course.
Financial Times chief foreign affairs commentator Gideon Rockman spilled the tea on X, saying, "A usually reliable source tells me that the North Korean soldiers who have deployed to Russia have never had unfettered access to the internet before. And as a result, they are just gorging on pornography."
They're not just, checking it out. They're gorging on pornography.
Yeah. I bet they didn't think of that as a problem when they hired them. And in very sad news, tragic news, honestly, viral Australian Olympic breakdancer Ray Gunn says she's done with competitive breaking.
No.
That's right.
No, Ray Gunn.
Yes. She went viral at the Paris Olympics for her performance, one that scored 0 points and was widely mocked online, although I do love the memes of it.
Oh, yeah. The memes have been fire.
Apparently,
Fire,
it's
top
our
tier.
fault that Ray Gunn quit competitive breakdancing. People were way too mean.
She tells an Australian radio station that she still dances in her living room, but that the backlash has turned her off from ever competing again. Gunn says she worked hard for the Olympics and took it very seriously, but that the sheer amount of hate she received was devastating. Australian breaking organization AUS Break said that they stand in solidarity with her as they slammed claims she manipulated the Olympic selection process. Remember that? People were saying, how did she get into this? What did she do to get in? Are you just trying to read all the...
The North Korean soldiers being addicted to porn is really touched a nerve with our listeners.
What kind of nerve?
We got a lot of comments that just started coming in about the North Korean soldiers getting their first taste of porn.
Hey, so when is American troops going to help and join those Russians and North Koreans? I mean, I like porn too, so I don't know. That's what we voted for, I think.
Hey.
Oh, yeah, we're in Texas, so we can't get that access to Pornhub.
Right, that's a good point, actually. Yeah, North Koreans have more access to Pornhub than we do.
North Koreans in Russia can get on more porn sites than Texans can.
I know I've said it before, but I really mean it this time. We're living in the darkest timeline.
That is really insane. I think the guy was trying to say that when are Americans going to fight on the side of Russia?
I'm going to ask you a hypothetical. What are the chances that at some point in the next 4 years, America decides to help Russia in its fight against Ukraine?
I would say the chances are high.
I'd say chances are not zero.
Yeah.
You still got that. It looks like the House is still going to remain in with a Democratic majority, but not a big enough majority to do much. I mean, if enough people got in place, there's a possibility that we might be like, we're behind the Russians now.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Koreans got porn at least, so.
We'll see. I mean, there have been a lot of wild speculation about what a second Trump term would bring, and I am here to tell you all we about to find out.
Well, a big winner on Election Day was the Calm meditation app. Yes, during the CNN and ABC election coverage, the app ran an ad that was simply 30 seconds of silence with words on the screen explaining it. So during CNN and ABC News election coverage on the TV, they just had the Calm app with silence for 30 seconds. I'm trying to get it to Buzz. Make sure you got this. You understand?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. Well, that led to more than 100 spot jump in the App Store. By offering a moment of peace amid the chaos and skyrocketing stress, Calm nailed it. Calm went a step further on Instagram Live. They created a calming corner by streaming penguins and meerkats at the San Diego Zoo, and 150,000 people tuned into the live stream. As most of us figured out, watching cute animals can actually lower anxiety. No doubt more people will be flocking to the Calm app ahead of the inauguration. And Bowen Yang got a little too into an October 13th SNL sketch with Ariana Grande, apparently. They had to kiss, and Bowen Yang went all in. On his Las Culturistas podcast yesterday, Bowen told friend Ariana, "I opened up my mouth too much when we kissed on SNL." Grande responded with, "You absolutely did. I was shaking afterward. Not in a bad way, just in a disarming way."
God, gay guys can get away with everything.
God, if only all guys could apologize when they have bad kisses like that.
Yang then added, "I'm so sorry. I kissed you too much."
Yeah, guys, take it from Bowen Yang.
And finally, a golden retriever husky mix named Bear, belonging to a family in Bonfield, Ontario, is being credited with saving the life of his owner, Darren Cropper, during a severe heart attack he was experiencing. He suffered an often fatal, what's called widowmaker heart attack, and Bear sensed the danger and acted immediately to help his owner, displaying what the family and doctors believe to be a life-saving instinct. Bear woke up Darren's wife, Janice, by coming upstairs to get her attention. She followed the dog downstairs and found her husband, Darren, unconscious on the floor, with the dog, Bear, jumping up and down on his chest.
What?
Yes.
You got to use your hands, dude. Come on. You never took a CPR
You're not
class?
going 100 beats per minute. That is not staying alive.
Staying alive, staying alive, staying alive. All you're hearing is...
Well...
The dog is doing...
At
first I was afraid. I was petrified. Someone out there got that one.
The dog was jumping on the owner's chest.
Mm-hmm.
How amazing. Like, the dog has probably seen videos or something, or has been trained.
Or thought he was getting a treat. Who knows?
She was like, hey, get up and give me a treat.
Yeah. What breed?
Golden husky, golden retriever husky
dog.
mix. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Paramedics arrived quickly
That
after.
has to be the golden retriever side of that dog, because
Yeah.
huskies would probably not.
Oh, I forgot that you have a husky. Huskies are smart, though.
Yeah,
Aren't they?
she's incredibly smart. She plays us.
They're real husky, too.
She's a little husky.
Paramedics
like her mama.
arrived quickly after she called 911, rushing him to the nearest hospital where he was diagnosed with a severe heart attack and stabilized through a 5-hour emergency triple bypass surgery. Doctors believe Bear's actions, especially jumping on his owner's chest, may have provided critical pressure to keep his heart beating. Darren is grateful for his pup's instincts and credits Bear's response with saving his life, saying he wasn't even trained to do it. He just did it. In recognition of his heroic actions, Bear was recently inducted into the 2024 Purina Animal Hall of Fame.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good for Bear.
Yeah. Good job, Bear.
Wow.
Remember when I had everybody learn CPR here when I started working? Because I realized how many people here might need it in the future.
Have like a class or something.
Yeah.
Is that why you held that?
Yeah.
You were just looking around. It's like
Buzz, don't worry.
He's a heart attack. She's a heart attack.
You didn't need to take that class.
That
Nico
guy's gonna
took
have,
it.
that guy's gonna have a widowmaker.
In the event that you have one here.
You're absolutely right, Joanna. I got David to put the AED on over in the other side.
You did, yeah.
AD?
The automatic external defibrillator. Automated. Yeah.
Okay. I didn't go to that class.
Just think of all the
You don't need it, honey. Trust me.
Hey,
but we all know how to do this.
Talking about your Calm app and your different things where you could go watch videos of baby animals to deal with stress. Top this one. Georgetown University is providing suites called self-care suites for students who are stressed about the election. The suites, and these are for college-age students, come with milk and cookies and a coloring book.
Aw.
What?
They're setting up places you can go if you're feeling stressed about the election, and they have milk and cookies
and coloring books.
and coloring
Okay, well,
books. Okay.
That's fun.
Those are the same people that bring their parents to job interviews.
And you don't identify with them at all?
No, F you.
Okay.
You mean you don't like cookies and milk and coloring
I
books?
do, but
Got something
way to infantilize our entire society. Infantilize.
It's called,
if you're in college, you're an adult, right?
You're healing your inner child.
Yeah.
I think you guys know
Looking
that.
for a safe space to escape after the election? Then log on to safespaceline.com, the only travel site that will find you a safe space just like the suites at Georgetown University.
I was really sad about the election, so I booked a room on safespaceline.com. They had a continental breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and all 3 meals were milk and cookies.
Plus, there was no alarm clock. Somebody just came into our room and tapped us on the shoulder and whispered, "Hi there, it's time to wake up if that's okay. If not, that's okay too, sweetie."
It's nice to be babied and coddled at a time like this.
It's safespaceline.com.
Plus, the hot tub wasn't hot at all.
Because I'm afraid. I'm afraid of the hot water.
Find your post-election safe space today.
Hey, it's Double G. Coming up after the Buzz Adams Morning Show tomorrow.
When you need 27cash.com. That's 27cash.com. 27cash.com.
Live from the KLAQ studios, the Buzz Adams Morning Show. Courtesy of Glasheen, Vyas, and Inderman Personal Injury Lawyers at GVILaw.com.
I've made running jokes about how a lot of malls in America are now just have been taken over by colonies of raccoons.
Ghost towns.
Well, one of the world's busiest airports apparently has a raccoon problem.
Oh, interesting.
I'll tell you about that coming up here in just a few moments. I also have a true crime report on the way today.
Hey, man, we are just clogged up with app chat messages.
Oh, my God, yes. I'm trying to keep up.
All right.
We got to get to a couple of them.
You want to do that now?
Yeah. Are you down?
Sure.
All right. Well, Gizzy says, I think it'd be awesome if Nico would give out his own cash code so we could enter to win cash from his trust fund. Shut up, Gizzy. Shut up. Squinty says, we go walking at Escalate all the time, and I see people fishing for free there all the time. Never been charged. I think they only charged for special events.
Yes, somebody did call in to say, Joanna, they only charge on special events.
Yeah, well, special event is the entire month of December then, because I'd go out to that lake, Lights on the Lake or whatever.
Yes.
They charge you for that.
That's a
Some of these
event.
special events can last I don't think I've ever been there and gotten into a Scaredy Park for free.
I totally have. When we were talking about it, yeah. And they don't have a dude at the booth all the time.
Maybe the reason is I only go to a Scaredy Park when there is a special event.
Smokin' Joe says, holy moly, Nico has the fakest laugh I've ever heard.
Did you see what I responded?
No, what did you say?
I said, what, are you new here? That's his thing.
It's not a fake laugh. That's how I laugh.
That sounded more like the Santa Claus
from Christmas Story.
Yeah.
Ho, ho.
What are you talking about?
Ho. You just have a loud.
I know I do.
Let's talk about the fake issue. Is it fake?
No.
Are you?
You don't amplify it because you're a comedian and you're like, I really need to laugh loud because
Buzz is dying here.
Yeah,
I mean,
I don't know.
Yeah, sure, maybe. Just for you. Percentage-wise, this is Stacey T. Dallas voted for Harris more than El Paso, so in that respect, El Paso is probably becoming less blue. That's interesting.
Okay.
Sergio says, how can you say the country voted for him, Nico? Because he
won, right?
The country did.
He won the popular vote. You know, he didn't win the popular vote the first time.
No, he didn't.
In fact, it's the first time in 20 years since a Republican president-elect won the popular vote.
I think Sergio's trying to say that he won less than 50% of the vote, but that's not true, right?
He won the popular vote by something like 700,000 votes.
He says less than 50% of the country did not vote.
Oh, well, he's counting people who didn't vote.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, you can't assume all of those are Harris supporters. They didn't vote.
Oh, look, I get it. Look, I get it, Sergio, where you're coming, because then he goes on, they elected a criminal instead of a federal prosecutor. Look, I get it, dude. But we have to come to terms with what our neighbors, friends, family, all of these people who are also Americans apparently want. That's what they want. So.
Hey, that old Governor Newsom from California. Hey, man, that dude should have ran for president. I mean, we can't change it now, but we all know he would have been better than, the one that lost. All right.
Doesn't matter. The cake is baked, everyone. The cake has been baked.
You don't think this has been run through Joe Biden's mind since Tuesday night?
Oh, that he should have
I would have won.
No, he wouldn't have. He totally wouldn't have won.
I don't think he would have.
Yeah, but he didn't want to go.
No, he wanted to carry out the 2 terms, I think, but there's no way he could have. Gavin Newsom would have been great. I think Gavin Newsom saw what a struggle it would have been, like, because of inflation, because of the economy. I think Gavin Newsom's holding his powder dry, keeping it dry for maybe the next election. So who knows? And then Jash says, I got it, Joanna, The Office, right?
Yeah,
when we were talking about
you.
CPR and you went, at first I was afraid, I was petrified. They're like, no, that's not the song.
It's Staying Alive, right?
Yeah, because she goes, it's Staying Alive. You know that song, right? And then Michael
Once I was
goes,
alone, I was
first I was
petrified.
Yeah, and they're like, no.
Kept thinking I could never live without you by my side.
On what you were saying about the votes here in El Paso for Kamala or Trump, a lot of the Hispanics that I talked to have said they're not ready for a woman president, and how, including women. So that tells me.
Anybody, does this caller
sound like Kamala Harris?
Kamala Harris?
Yes.
Anybody else?
Oh
she
my
sounds
God.
as good as the lady that we were paying to do the Kamala Harris voice.
We could be getting it for free with this lady.
Ma'am. Well,
Or
I mean, how
cheaper.
much do you think we're going to be talking about retired Vice President Kamala Harris over the
that's a
next
good
4
point.
years? Oh, and the poor lady that we did pay, she was probably counting on breaking
I
into
wonder
buck.
what's going to happen to her.
Yeah, but so I don't want to distract from what the lady's saying, but doesn't she sound like Kamala Harris?
No, absolutely.
Yeah, she
A lot of the Hispanics that I talked to have said they're not ready for a woman president, and how, including women. So that tells you a lot. I guess we're still not ready, even though Mexico is, and we claim to be progressive, but we're not.
Okay.
God, even the cadence is just spot on.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Please call back and say more things.
Yeah. But I think if older people tend to be more conservative, and I think there's a huge swath of American women who don't want a woman president. I think there's a lot of men who got this. I think a comedian made a joke in the 80s. If we ever elect a woman president and she goes on her period, she's going to start a war with everybody. Somebody heard that joke and has been taking it seriously for the last 40 years.
Mm-hmm.
You've heard that joke before, haven't
for
you?
sure, yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. Everything will be great except for 4 days out of the month.
Did you see that other neckline call where he says he's very upset, very angry?
No.
Oh, at us?
No, the election.
Oh.
So it's probably too long to play all of it, but I'm going to play the first part.
Okay.
Hey, Mojo. Good morning. So a couple of things. This election, very disappointing, and also made me very upset, very angry, right? Because one team did not have to play by the rules.
Oh, I did see this.
One team, the the guy could break all the rules he needed to. He could insult all the people he wanted to. He could completely discredit all the institutions that he wanted to. And still be like, well, he's got a great policy. And the other team, they play by the rules, right? They had to play by the rules because that's the standard. And the guy that doesn't believe in any of the institutions won. And I believe it's going to be such a consequential election that's not going to be over in 4 years. This is going to, maybe I'm being too dark and gloomy, but I think there's going to be an election that really affects us for at least, I don't know, at least another 10, 20 years.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
That's all, man.
Okay.
One more about the North Korean troops, because apparently that really sparked.
Please remind us of that story.
So North Koreans fighting for Russians. I guess Russians have the Russians
called
have
up North Koreans to fight.
To fight
because they ran out of prisoners from Russian prisons to fight.
These North Korean troops are for the first time being introduced to an unrestricted internet, which they don't have in North Korea. And the first thing they do, porn. Like anybody.
You said they were, what was the gorging?
Gorging on porn.
Gorging on porn.
I just saw the headline. Yeah, they're using the word gorging on porn.
Yeah, feasting. They are feasting on porn.
Devouring, if you will.
Hey, that's a pretty big hiccup for the North Korean troops. I mean, you have one hand on your rifle and the other one on your gun. So, you're trying to annihilate the Ukrainian army.
This is my rifle. This is my gun. This is for fighting. This is for fun.
You think they're going to experience unintended discharges, or what are they called?
Nocturnal emissions?
No. When you shoot your gun,
accidental discharge.
Accidental discharge. Yeah.
And some of them have a hair trigger, especially after so many years. I had a call from Mad Plato. God dang it.
It's the second one from the top.
No, it's not.
I have it right here. You want me to put it?
Yeah.
Good morning. This is Mad Plato. Hey, what about jacks? Girls played jacks. I even played jacks with the girls. And
I think we're talking about girls' toys at some point.
Oh, yeah, because you were saying only girls played with Light Bright.
I can completely relate to this. Jacks, I would play with my cousins, and it was always, it seemed like it was a girl's
Do you have
game.
girl cousins?
Do you know what jacks are?
Yeah, I know the concept.
What's the
I
concept?
still don't get how to play it.
It's a rubber
like
ball,
little...
and then it looks like the things Batman uses to make car tires blow out.
Oh, jacks.
Oh, yeah, like those, The jacks.
I don't get the
You
game.
bounce the ball and you try and grab a certain number. I don't remember the rules, but I do remember playing it as a kid, and it was always with a girl.
A girl cousin?
A girl cousin, or, there was always a girl that kind of said, let's play jacks.
Did you have a kissing cousin from Oklahoma?
I had I didn't kiss, but I had a cousin who at one point suggested when she was 6 and I was 5 that we show each other.
Oh, little Buzz.
It wasn't my idea.
And did you?
Oh, and my cousin is now like the biggest church lady you could possibly ever imagine. But when she was 6 and she was 5, it was basically, I'll show you mine if you show me yours.
And did you? It's an innocent thing children do, but that's hilarious. Did you show her yours?
I have the right not to answer any question that you ask.
Did you show little Buzz?
That's so funny.
Girls played jacks. I even played jacks with the girls, and I kind of liked it. And one of my favorites was pickup sticks, and that's probably for both girls and boys. I can't think of many other games. I did play doctor with a girl named Kathy when I was about 7 years old.
Okay.
And in fact, my first kiss was in a doghouse down the way from where she lived. I started out pretty early. All right. Good morning.
Thank
you,
for
Matt Plato.
sharing
Thank
all
you.
that with us. That was nice. We learned so much about him.
Yeah, I feel like this is almost like a psychological helpline.
Do you guys remember pickup sticks?
No.
Yeah.
Like
Pickup
real
sticks.
skinny little different colored sticks, and I forgot what the object
You have to
of it
throw
was.
them up, and then they land, and then the way that you get the sticks off, you have to use another stick.
You know what it sounds like we're describing? Running down the street
with a hoop and a stick. Yep. I was thinking the exact same thing. It just made me realize, kids, before electronics devices,
Before that tablet.
we had to just play with.
Yeah, I'm going to bounce
things.
this ball, and I'm going to pick up these little spiky things as quick as I can.
Fun.
Yeah.
How about Barrel of Monkeys?
Barrel of
Do you
Monkeys.
remember specifically a game called Barrel of Monkeys?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. We got to take a break. So hang on. We'll be right back. Steve's going to be joining us in the next hour
True
to talk
crime.
sports. And we got a true crime report headed your way in just a moment.
The Daily Calendar.
Today, November 7th.
Hey, it's Hug a Bear Day. And while it's your life to live, I would suggest you hug a stuffed bear, not a real bear. I'm a real bear. Roar. If you're a little teapot and you're short and stout, you'll enjoy International Stout Day. It's a dark beer like a porter. Think Guinness. And grab the fire extinguisher, for today is Men Make Dinner Day. Okay, honey, would you like mac and cheese or cereal? And that's your daily calendar.
Hey, it's Daniel Paulus. I'll be along starting at 3 with everything from Led Zeppelin to Soundgarden.
Hail at National Furniture Liquidators. Now through Monday. National Furniture Liquidators. Nobody beats Shorty.
The Buzz Adams Morning Show, Monday through Friday, 5 to 10. KLAQ and KLAQ HD1, El Paso, a Town Square media station.
We're going to have a true crime report that's coming up here for you in just a minute. Steve's going to come by and talk about sports. Sports note, on Saturday, KLAQ is going to air the Miners' final home game against Kennesaw State. So there was a conflict on 600 ESPN, so the broadcast of UTEP Miner football is going to be on KLAQ, starting with the pregame show at 1 o'clock this Saturday afternoon. Don't forget, after each game, it's Miner Talk with Adrian Broadus on 600 ESPN El Paso. UTEP is 1-8. Kennesaw State is 1-7. And Alberto called this is the last game UTEP has a chance of winning. Alberto said this is the final game that UTEP has any chance of winning this season. So
I thought he was going to come in today. He asked if he could.
Oh, yeah? Mm-hmm. You know, it's like trying to make plans with a squirrel. They're not going to remember where to meet up. Or
Yeah, the local health county is going to take it and dissect its brains.
Yeah. Oh, R.I.P. Peanut.
Peanut.
Louis Vuitton is who I was thinking of. They're selling a $60,000 doghouse. It's part of their new pet line. It also includes a $2,200 dog. What would a $2,200 dog bowl even do?
Does it refill itself?
Oh, that would be cool.
Is it made of real gold? Also, they have a $470 poop bag holder.
Just to hold the poop bag?
So trash can?
Oh, wait, you know,
a $2,300 pet flask to carry water for your dogs on your walks. You got too much money, man. If you're buying stuff like that.
So you guys know how I was looking up like I've been into cheeses lately. We were talking about this on the podcast.
Yes.
I've been watching videos of people
cheese obsession.
of just watching cheese being made and cheesemongers.
How about cheese being cut?
I love seeing cheese being cut. But then it led me into like sweaters. Like, what animals can you make sweaters from?
Oh my God.
And like the weirdest ones that you like make sweaters from. You can make sweaters from anything that grows hair.
Squirrels.
I grow hair. Could you make a sweater out of me?
Yes. Yes, I could.
But not you.
Oh, burn.
No, not me.
You can't even make a bra.
So I found out that there's this animal from South America called the vicuña, and
I think it is actually, well, you know what? I always heard it Vicuna, but that could just be like the mangled English version of it.
No, I do Vicuna. I'm not sure. But they live wildly in the wild, and they have to be caught from the wild and then sheared for their fur.
That's high dollar stuff, too. It's
It
like
is more expensive.
The Vicuna is more expensive
than cashmere. I just looked at I found a website where they sell all these different stuff, and they were selling a Vicuna sweater for $50,000.
Oh my God, they're
Can you
so
imagine?
cute.
The animals are?
Yes.
Yeah, they're pretty cute. Can you imagine paying $50,000
God, I
for
can't
a
even
sweater?
picture. Are they
just
like
a sweater.
Are they like a llama or a goat or
They
what
look
are they
like
kind
a
of like?
llama.
They're in the llama family.
And a gazelle, maybe.
Their hairs, though, are so thin, it's like measured in microns, like 10 microns.
I'm going to make your new nickname El Vicuna.
Because I have thin hair? Okay.
And your hair's kind of the color of the vicuna.
It kind of is, too. All right, never mind.
Oh, Nico.
And I told Joanna the $60,000 doghouse. The first house I bought in El Paso was $55,000.
Wow!
And it didn't have an elevator in it.
Right.
The first house. Everyone.
I own 3 houses in El Paso. The first one
3.
was a small 3-bedroom. It was cramped.
And that one sweater is the entire cost of your house.
Yeah.
A Vicuna sweater.
How would you like to buy a $50,000 Vicuna sweater and you ash on it on your way home in the car?
Oh my God!
Which Buzz will do.
That's like $1,000 right there.
I'm still looking for business partners for my ash holes product. I don't want to go on Shark Tank without somebody who knows something about
Someone
business.
who would believe in the product as much as you do.
It's basically like little almost like Band-Aids in different shapes that if you burn a hole in a shirt because an ash fell on it, this is for you smokers out there, cigarettes for sure, not you criminal marijuana smokers. I'm talking about legal. If you burn a hole in your shirt, it's ruined. What if they had different color? You just pull out something that kind of matches that color. You stick it in there. It's like you still have a good shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Nico wore an ash hole shirt to work last week.
I have several.
Yeah.
I'm not going to throw those away.
I've seen his ash holes a few times, all right?
More than we wanted, but you don't throw the shirt away once it gets a hole.
No, what am I going to do with it?
Why are you going to throw a whole shirt away,
perfectly
Richie
good.
Rich?
Yeah.
I mean, you could kind of accomplish the same thing.
I mean, maybe for
Buzz
somebody
over
with
here.
a mansion and a second story they don't
And
have to
an
go
elevator that he doesn't even want to use
I don't have an elevator.
anymore.
I got rid of it. Jeeves did not like the elevator.
You could kind of get the same effect of my ash hole idea.
Yes.
By wearing a similarly colored shirt under the shirt that got burned.
Mm-hmm.
But mine would be better. I just need somebody. I need a business partner that knows how to. And a manufacturing partner because I don't know how to make anything either. I'm an idea.
Someone who's in textiles, maybe.
I'm an idea man. Yeah, somebody from Farrah, give me a call. You ready for the true crime report?
Yeah, man.
I'm not completely because I don't have the theme song open, but that will be resolved in just a moment. All right? In just a moment,
Any moment now. It'll happen.
That's the sound of the police. That's the sound of the beast.
Actual crime stories from around the world and across the nation. This is your true crime report. Somebody crashed a rented Cybertruck while chasing a porch pirate. Okay. Somebody borrowed a neon green Cybertruck.
Oh, exotic.
On the car sharing app Turo. Have you guys ever heard of that?
Mm-mm. Turo.
Yeah, it's a car sharing app. All right. Someone got one of these, they got the neon green Cybertruck on the car sharing app Turo and crashed it while chasing down a porch pirate who had just stolen a package from their property. There are not a lot of details on the crash, but there's video of it from the Cybertruck. And it seems to show the driver forcing the thief or this alleged thief off the road and ramming them into a nearby tree. Footage was posted by the owner of the Cybertruck, not the guy who is driving it, the guy who actually owns it, who also shared an image of the damage. So, something to know about Cybertrucks. They have a reputation for being difficult to repair. So he says he's waiting to see how good this guy's insurance works for him. The owner said he handed over the footage and information on the renter to police, but it's unclear if anyone was arrested. This all happened within a few seconds. Apparently, the Cybertruck driver was already on the road and started chasing after the thief because the neighborhood had an existing problem with porch pirates. It is unknown what was in the package. All right, here's one for you. A man riding up either a bicycle or a motorbike. Motorcycle. No, I think this is just a regular bicycle, okay? A 71-year-old man was riding his bicycle when an ambulance crashed into him. The ambulance rushed him to the hospital, but then later billed him for the ride, and it's exorbitant, okay? You remember my experience, my one and only experience in an ambulance?
Yep.
I didn't know my insurance didn't cover ambulances. Right. A law firm in Oregon has filed a lawsuit on behalf of a 71-year-old man named William Hosch. He was riding his bike when an ambulance crashed into him. It was the ambulance's fault. They turned into his path, okay? And that's important to remember. So after they hit him, they got him up off the street and into the hospital, rushed him into the ambulance and rushed him to the hospital. They later billed him more than $1,800 for the ambulance ride. Not the only bill he's been dealing with. He said he racked up $47,000 in medical expenses from the accident and expects another $50,000 in medical costs in the future. In the accident, Nico, did you drive the ambulance? Yeah.
Yeah. You know the crazy...
What happens what happens when an ambulance gets in an accident with another vehicle?
Oh, you have to write a report. Sucks.
But you get to charge them $1,800.
Well, so ambulance...
This guy's insurance is better than mine. It cost me $9,000.
So because ambulances have the ability to go through red lights and things like that, the drivers are typically held to a higher standard. So I remember being told that if you were in an accident, even if it wasn't your fault, you would always be considered at fault as the ambulance driver.
Well, what do you think about this? Taking him to the hospital and then billing him for the ambulance ride when it was the ambulance that hit him. Have you been following this story?
Yeah, that's messed up.
Okay.
Mr. Hosch and his lawyers have filed a nearly $1 million lawsuit against the ambulance provider Columbia River Fire and Rescue. The ambulance company has not responded.
I know this is probably not something I should say, but I'm also not working in the healthcare field anymore. I will only call the ambulance if you needed it, if I really needed it. If somebody, otherwise I'd just get them to the hospital in a car or just drive myself.
I could have driven. Well,
I don't think you could have.
No,
you probably could not have.
I had suffered a mild concussion.
That's why.
But I drove myself to the urgent care,
which is down the street. That doesn't count.
Which at that moment,
for $9,000, I would have walked. I don't even know what hospital they took me to. That's how out of it I was.
Yeah.
But when they were putting me in the thing,
which means you probably shouldn't have been driving if that's how out of it you were.
$9,000. I'll give it a shot.
Not just that, but imagine who you could have crashed into, and then what their medical expenses
what
and bills
could have happened to you on the way there.
Yeah, you got a good point there, but $9,000.
He will fight that.
I'll call a friend.
Yes, that's what you should do.
Maybe that would have been the better option.
This was.
Did you not call Nico?
Well, I had just left Buzz's house 2 hours before.
Bicycle accident.
Yes, I had just left your house too. I brought my friend Brian at the time. We went to go hang out with you, and I remember Buzz did have a beer before. At least not
like hours before.
A couple hours, and it was one
beer.
But then you took your sleeping pill.
I did,
and then I remember thinking,
5 points.
I hope that beer and sleeping pill combo didn't do this.
You took the sleeping pill, and then you decided, let me hop on my motorized bike.
No. Listen to me. So the motorized bike had just come in. They had to deliver it to Wildcat Cyclery.
Right. So you just got out of your house.
I got it to my house.
And you wanted to show it off to your mom, who you had on Skype.
Yeah, but you're leaving important parts of the thing out. So it was ready for bed. I have a prescription of a thing that kind of helps you conk out a little bit. So I took it. My mom called me. She called me.
Okay. Yes.
And I said, hold on, let me put it on FaceTime. I want to show you something. That's where I went wrong. And so I went out, I got on my new motorized bicycle, and I gave the toggle a little juice, and this thing took off like a bat out of Hades.
Was
I mean,
she
it just took
still
off.
on the phone
she's
when
still on
it
the phone.
happened?
And the next thing I know, I'm on the ground and coming to, and I can tell that there are broken shards of teeth all over the driveway and my mouth and everything. And all I can hear my mom on the phone and just,
are you all right? Oh, no. How traumatic for her.
So then I drove myself to the urgent care.
Okay.
And they treated me, and they might have given me something for... I don't know. I was pretty out of it.
They would have called the ambulance immediately because that's not something they would treat. And
right.
Even if I had to go home, it was just I knocked out most of my front teeth. I would have gone home and then gone to the hospital the next day for $9,000.
Also, another interesting point.
$9,000.
Buzz, it was a serious traumatic injury.
You also can
$9,000 is a serious price.
You suffered a concussion.
I mean, somebody with
briefly. I don't
somebody
think
with
I was out
two-story houses could easily afford $9,000.
God.
I mean, why are you complaining about $9,000 when your wallet is bulging?
At least I have a bulge in my pants.
Oh my God.
Ew. You're wearing too tight pants. Oh, no, I was going to say before you rudely interrupted, I don't even know if you guys know this, but I'm not going to say the companies I work for. I work for different ambulance companies. Almost none of them required us to take a driving test for the ambulance. They were just like, you got your
They
license.
did that thing where they make you drive the ambulance.
You don't have to have a CDL?
No, they were just like, you got your license, right?
They didn't give you class?
No.
How did you know where the siren was?
I like how you're telling us.
On the job?
Yes.
Hey, that's the siren there.
Some dude sitting next to you is just like, that's the
Well, yeah,
siren.
you're when you get your truck in the morning, you're supposed to test all that stuff out before you leave. But anyways, yeah, no driving test whatsoever.
I got one final story on the true. It seems like we really did a departure there, right in the middle of the true.
We segued a little, yeah.
But it's a Florida man story. So do you guys want to play?
Okay.
Yeah, let's do it.
Here's how we play
Florida Man song.
Oh yeah, sometimes I forget the order that things need to go in.
Florida man, Florida man,
Who never fears any bodily harm.
Florida man, Florida man,
Who's made love
to a dozen trees,
throws to
tennis balls that are full of bees.
who tries to bite
Every cop he sees, Florida man, Florida man.
I will read the Florida Man. Have you checked out that show yet on HBO Max?
Which one?
Florida man.
Oh, no, I haven't.
It's supposed to be good.
It's Danny McBride, but it's not like I think it's just like crazy stories and interviews with people that
From
end
Florida.
up in these situations. So it's not like he's bringing Kenny Powers back or anything. All right, here's the headline. I'm going to leave out one word. And if you fill it in correctly, $10,000
All right.
from Town Square Media will be yours. All right, you ready?
Okay.
Here's the headline. And get ready to write down your answers. Florida man arrested for punching a police blank. Once again, Florida man arrested for punching a police blank. All right, you got 20 seconds on the clock here to write your answers down. It looks like Nico is just writing on his hand. You need paper?
I got it.
I would have to reach over
I got
somewhere.
a lot of paper.
You're writing it on your head.
Joanna, do you have your
Closer.
answer?
I do.
Okay. I go with Joanna, who wrote on paper like a civilized human. Joanna, Florida man arrested for punching a police blank.
I think this word was still on my mind, so I went with bulge.
A police bulge?
Yes.
Oh, damn.
Right in the gonads.
All right, Joanna. Good answer.
Thank you. Good answer.
You know,
Police
when the
bulge.
answer's terrible on Family Feud, they applaud louder, just
Yeah.
like them.
Right.
Show more enthusiasm, Nico.
Yeah.
Good answer. Good answer.
Bulge on a look. I put it on a paper.
You wrote bulge on a paper.
Nico, Florida man arrested for punching a police blank.
I had two answers because I thought Joanna was going to go for one of these, obviously, and I was going to go for the other one.
I was going to go for alligator.
It can only
Turn around, let me see. Horse dog. A police horse dog? What is a police horse dog?
No, it's police horse or police dog.
You know how this game is played.
I know. I'm just saying. You wanted me to show you my hand. This is what I had.
Which one do you choose?
Police dog. What were they? What were they?
Time's up, dude.
Oh, police horse. Police horse.
You're gonna say police horse?
Yeah.
You know $10,000 are on the line.
I know.
It's in your hand. Is it both?
No, it's horse.
Oh.
Who would use the word police bulge? Good Lord.
No.
You smoking the local weed over there?
Yeah, I've never heard of a police bulge. Well, depending on.
I thought for sure, Joanna. Story.
When she was like,
"It's possible."
I thought for a second, Joanna or you might have said alligator.
I wanted to say alligator.
You know, they're
they don't
police.
have police
Alligators.
do
Yeah.
they?
They take a bite out of crime.
It's bad to assault a police officer, but does it seem worse to you to attack a police animal?
Yes, that sounds worse.
I think a horse could take a punch. I don't think a dog could take like a nice hook.
A man from Florida man Emmanuel Jones was arrested for punching a Jacksonville Sheriff's Office horse.
I don't like the way that horse is looking at me.
This was after the Georgia-Florida game on Saturday. The officers were trying to maintain order after the game when Mr. Jones, the suspect, reportedly walked up, reared back, and punched the horse in the face. It is unclear why. Well, it's Florida, and they lost to Georgia, right? I didn't watch that one, but maybe he was pissed off about the game or drunk. 3 officers grabbed Jones as he was still, in their words, swinging his arm around and throwing haymakers. One of the officers struck him in the face, then put him on the ground. He was cuffed. He was charged with causing harm to a police animal, disorderly intoxication. There you go. Resisting arrest as well.
Oh, I'm sure it was drunk. I didn't even have to question whether the person was drunk or not.
Right. You're drunk.
If you're punching horses.
Nobody gets high and goes and punches a horse.
No, they don't.
If anything, you want to make the horse your friend.
Yeah, right.
They eat your face.
No, they don't. So a winner on the Florida man game today. Nico, what are you going to do with all that money?
Thank you. I will pay your $10,000 ambulance bill.
Yeah,
just for you.
Who plays baseball with a feral cat?
Florida man.
Tried to stab his boss with a sewer rat. Yeah. Florida man. Who snorts crank then screams in the street? Whose favorite food is
My favorite part? Who gave Marco Rubio a Senate seat?
Florida man.
Coming up after the Buzz Adams Morning Show, Glenn Garza and Daniel Paulus.
I want to take a look at El Paso weather because number one, we have some rainfall going on. It's that amount. It's not too much, not too little, but it seems to be like the perfect amount to cause a lot of car accidents. So I would just encourage everybody to drive with care. So it's raining outside, and this is a call that just came in on the neckline. Oh. Fact check this for me, would you?
Hey, y'all, it's snowing. It's snowing over here by the airport. It is snowing. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Is it snow? I've heard. Okay, so
it's possible.
I've heard El Pasoans call snow something that I would not acknowledge as snow.
The Great White Ghost.
No, just like little, like little kind of frozen droplets of rain.
That's snow.
No, it's not. Snow needs to drift down.
Oh my God!
If it's raining, it's rain. Now, I don't know what the guy saw. Send me a picture.
If it's just a little cold water,
right?
It's not ice. Yeah, it's not ice.
Right. If it doesn't drift down like snow, to me, it's not snow.
Also, I did have to make some clarifications and read some of the.
Do you have to do any corrections or retractions?
No.
Okay.
No, not a correction or retraction.
I got it ready here if you need.
No, more just a clarification. So we've been talking about ambulances. Actually, you got a call from Tracy about ambulances. I don't know if you just saw that.
Yeah, I saw it.
So we were talking about your ambulance ride to the urgent care after your face melted or whatever happened to it.
It just kind of got busted in. The teeth, fortunately, took most of the brunt.
You look better afterwards, weirdly enough. So I was saying that I didn't have to get a class or do anything for the ambulance. I never worked for the fire department. So that's the primary ambulance service in the city.
I don't think it was the fire department that came and got me. Do they show up in fire trucks or do they have ambulances?
Yeah, they have ambulances.
Oh, okay.
I don't think you would even remember who picked you up.
So I worked for private companies, third party. Although I worked for one that did the county, El Paso County, 911. But anyways, so I can't speak to the El Paso Fire Department. I'm sure they have lots of very specific standards for how to drive all of their equipment.
So you were talking about the private company that you worked for, not the fire department,
right? Companies, I've worked for several.
Now, would a fire department ambulance charge the same thing that a private company ambulance would charge?
In general, the cost is high for all medicine.
I'm sure there's still some charge.
I actually don't know. I couldn't even tell you.
That's a good question.
I remember, we would charge a full box to every patient of gloves.
We're going to bill this patient for an entire box of gloves.
Yes.
Well, that sounds like kind of rip off a little bit.
I guess. I don't know.
Do you give the patient the box of gloves afterwards?
No.
Okay, well, that sounds shady as hell.
Well,
cool.
But for one patient,
Joanna, am I right?
For one patient, you potentially could go through that many.
But did you?
You would have to count on average. Then what's your average number per patient? So it's just for accounting purposes. It's easier.
Every
to just
movie or TV show I've ever seen, there are two ambulances. There's a driver, and then there's another ambulance. So that's a grand total of 4 gloves.
No, you don't know that. Wait, Buzz didn't believe this earlier when I said that the fire truck has to go out with the ambulance to all the calls, and he was like, "Well, there's always somebody at the station left." No, most of the time the station's empty when they get a call because everybody goes out to it because you might need more than one EMT to be in the back of the ambulance with them.
Oh.
You probably needed more than one person in that back with you.
Yeah.
There might have been more people back there for I did kind of lose consciousness again. Not a concussion, but I remember them waking me up because I wasn't supposed to fall asleep.
There were at least 2 people. Yeah. I guarantee you there were at least 2 people in the back with you.
It was an accident by misadventure, I think is the term that they use for that, and not the only one I've ever had.
No, that's why in the month of August we put you in a bubble.
Hey, Buzz, your ambulance story causes me to remind everybody of why Medicare is so great. I've been in an ambulance at least 8 times in the last 4.5 years, at least 8 times, and because I'm on Medicare, it costs me nothing.
God,
oh, that's
0.
great. Good.
So that's why Medicare is great, and that's why people should always keep that in mind when they're voting, is that if we eliminate Medicare, I'm bankrupt. Bye.
You know what? I couldn't agree with Tracy more on this, and I've had this exact thought when transporting, because I don't know if you guys knew this either. El Paso has the largest number of dialysis centers per capita than any other city.
Does it really?
Yeah, we have the largest number of dialysis centers.
What's the medical condition that you need to be in dialysis for?
Renal failure, kidney failure.
Yeah.
So they basically, are purifying your blood for you, and it's because it's a side effect of diabetes.
Diabetes, that's the one I was thinking.
Yeah, it's a side effect of diabetes, which we have a lot of in town, and so taking people from hospitals or nursing homes to dialysis, because you need to get it done twice a week, 3 times a week.
Wait, the ambulance would take the person to get their dialysis?
Absolutely.
Yes, some ambulances will
Absolutely.
transfer the patient.
And it's free?
It's free.
Oh,
Because
like if they live in an assisted
Why does
living
that
facility, they need to go get that treatment.
I know I should be happy for the people.
You should be.
But I'm not. I'm pissed.
because you had to pay $9,000.
Uh-huh.
Maybe you should be pissed at your health insurance.
Yeah.
I had a ambulance ride recently. Actually, it was on Cinco de Mayo. And from the intersection of Lackland and Hamilton down there to Thomason Hospital or UMC, the fire department ambulance, $800.
That's pretty cheap.
So that's about what they're charging now for that mileage. They charge you for a little bit for mileage too, but yeah, $800. It took about 9 minutes to get there. Have a good day.
That sounds actually pretty cheap.
That does sound pretty good.
Compared to my
you got
story.
ripped off.
Yeah.
Going back to Buzz's accident, wasn't the sleeping pill one of his dog's pills?
No.
And also, Joanna, can we get you to go ahead and play the Benny Hill music in the background whenever he tells this story? All right.
No, first of all, let me correct you. When I had my accident on my bicycle, I had not taken.
Let me explain this.
I had not taken any medication for canines.
Thank you to our
That's
caller.
ridiculous. That was
Excuse me, sir.
It was a completely different incident.
Mute button.
Shut up, Buzz.
All right.
Go ahead. You do it. I'm turning my microphone off, but this is playing in the background the whole time.
Buzz had several incidents where he needed help. All right. No, you had the first one where you effed your face up.
That was bad.
And then the teeth came out. But then only like 6 months.
A year later. It
was a year because it always happened in
August.
August, right? So a year later, I'm hanging out with Buzz, and he finds some old pills for his dogs that were prescribed for pain, or they were prescribed for, or was it Ivan's old pill?
Okay, what, Buzz? He's raising his hand.
You're either going to be picky about the dog that it was for, or
it was expired.
I have my hand in the air so I can take the mute off.
Yes.
Go on.
All right, so I had just returned from vacation, nice time, and I'd found when I got back, oh no, I'm out of my Lunesta, which is a prescription that helps you fall asleep. And so I started getting really anxious about not being able to sleep. So I'm just going through the medicine cabinet looking for anything that might, be a sedative of some kind.
I'm not sure this helps the story.
Buzz has a dependency issue.
So I find one, it's like, oh, yeah, I remember this when they gave it. I was taking my dogs on a long trip, and I'm supposed to give it to them, and they just kind of snooze for the trip and, don't get too uncomfortable in a long truck ride.
Let me just say, guys,
they rode in the front with me. But anyway, I took the dog
This
pill.
wasn't any, sleeping pill for dogs. This was a tranquilizer that vets use, and Buzz was like, well, this might as well work for me,
right,
too.
and it was expired. And by the way, if you're disgusted by what I'm saying, I'm just telling you the truth, man.
Yeah.
I thank you for being honest.
Yeah, thank you for being honest.
This is a negative example of how you're supposed to behave.
Yeah,
kids.
don't live your life like this.
So I did a little math. It's like, my dogs probably weigh 75 pounds. So let's say I weigh 3 times as much as my dog. I better take 3 of their pills.
It's terrible.
That's girl math right there.
Mm-hmm. And?
Okay, so, and I'm on the patio outside reading a book, or I was probably smoking a cigarette and
You were
drinking.
smoking.
Yeah, I was probably smoking and drinking. But then I hear some taps at the outdoor patio window, just like tap, 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 tap. And I look, and it's Buzz sprawled out on the floor, and his fingers are tapping the bottom pane of the door.
I'm just lucky. I'm glad you're not an earbud person, because you never would have
Yeah,
responded.
you would have been screwed.
Yeah, seriously. So then,
guys, it's not funny. This was a really stupid thing to do.
It was really funny. It was really stupid.
Stupid. Dog tranquilizers.
Some people, most people love them.
Did you have to take it with cheese?
I had to.
Get it in some ham.
I put put it in like 1/4 of a hot dog.
So you find Buzz on the floor.
I find him on the floor, and I'm like, what? And he's trying to explain to me what happens, but he can't really talk great. And
because my face had started to it felt like it was melting.
Yeah, I was kind of concerned about some of these things, but I ruled him out, and I realized that he's just on this thing.
I did not go to the hospital.
Well, because what happened is he fell, right?
No, I didn't.
Well, hold on, just let me say this. All right?
It wasn't a fall.
Because I tried to stand Buzz up to get him to walk to his, and I had no idea what happened. So I tried to get.
He can't explain what happened.
He can't really explain.
What?
So I tried.
He has his hand up again.
I try to get him up, and he can't. He falls back down. And I go, this is weird. So I thought at the time, well, maybe it's affecting his lower legs, and he couldn't stand up, and so he just starts crawling, so on all fours, and I'm just kind of like,
no.
I'm guiding
dragging
him.
myself with my arms and elbows, like
you were like kind of on like this
World War II Army style, like going under the barbed wire or whatever.
I'm shepherding him. I'm shepherding him like a dog. And so,
appropriately so,
like a cattle dog, like an Australian cattle dog.
Okay, can I interject one thing?
Hold on. So it turns out the next day we find out when he collapsed, he had torn his entire calf muscle or something.
I think the most No. It was my foot, dude.
Or the foot. What? Did you break it?
So I stood up after doing this, and you ever seen a controlled demolition of an old building or something where they blow it up in such a way that it just
kind of falls in place?
That's what my leg did, and it just buckled, and I think the foot specialist had said they had never seen, and I think the word they used was such catastrophic damage.
Well,
oh my God.
But I didn't know when I tried to pick him up. He didn't tell me. He didn't tell me his foot was hurt at all. Or anything.
I thought at that point I was like, oh, I sprained my ankle, but no, sir, it was
you did
bad.
Catastrophic damage.
Catastrophic.
Okay. So then I get Buzz into bed, and he stop it! Ah! I get Buzz into bed.
Which you've been trying to do for years.
Shut
Look, she's laughing so hard she turned her microphone off.
Oh my God.
So at that point, I realized that he just needs
he
just needs to wait it out. Like his pulse and everything was fine. He wasn't diaphoretic. His pupils were reactive.
Your training kicked in.
Yeah, I was like, I know what to look forward to, like for severe immediate distress, and he wasn't in it.
Why did you think I'd be diabetic?
I didn't say that. What do you mean?
What did you think he checked?
So, but then he goes, no, stay with me. I don't want to pass out. I don't want to die.
Right. At this point, I was worried that if I went to sleep, I would die.
So he's like, stay with me. Stay with me. And I'm like, I'm not going to stay near your bed.
So hopefully telling this story again will accomplish, I hope, one thing. Sometimes when people have a disagreement with me, usually on politics, it seems like that's where some people will bring up, well, what do you expect from a complete moron who takes dog medication? Dude, point made.
Yeah,
you don't have to bring it up.
right.
Point made. I'm on your side.
Exactly.
So now that we've told this story again.
Oh, I did not stay in the room, by the way. I did move out.
And play the Benny Hill music in the background.
Yeah, they were playing the Benny Hill music.
I went back to the patio.
And
and you were
went to the hospital the next day.
It
was like catastrophic. But I avoided a $9,000 ambulance ride. You know why? Because the bicycle accident had happened the year before, almost to the day as the dog pill incident.
And then the next year,
Oh my God. Buzz.
Stay with me. I don't want to sleep.
I don't want to die.
Those things are strong, man. The stuff they give to make your dogs behave on a long road trip are strong.
Hey, Buzz, just curious. What do you prefer, pedigree or kibbles and bits?
Let's get a look at El Paso weather. We got rain outside. Does it look like it's still coming down, Joanna? Yeah, it looks rainy from here as well. So let's take a look at what the hell? What's this?
It's November rain.
Ah, very nice.
As you do the weather. Go on.
Somebody's really upset with me for not knowing that.
Oh, yeah.
We got rain happening. I don't know if it's all over town, but on the west side where I could check it out, there's a good rain. We had a caller a few minutes ago who said they saw snow at the airport.
Woo! Wow.
That I can't confirm. But we do have rain in the forecast. 61 for a high temperature.
Of a white Christmas.
Do you think that's what this song is?
No.
Oh, my God. You've never heard November Rain.
You've never heard the song November Rain.
I bet it's like some Guns N' Roses song.
Well,
bring it up.
That's good, yeah. Here we go.
I don't know the words.
But it doesn't matter. When I look into your eyes. When I look into your eyes. You I can see the lot of pain. No, both of you.
Rain today. Be careful. I told Joanna it's just that amount that makes it slick enough to cause accidents if you're not careful.
Surprisingly, I don't want to jinx it, but roads have been
clear,
slick,
right?
But clear.
And I hope everybody is driving with caution.
Uh-huh.
Now, after today, we might have a little more rain this afternoon and possibly this evening, but for the weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, sunshine, no rain in the forecast. Friday, tomorrow, the high temperature is going to be 59. That's the high. Low on Friday night, 37. It's going to be down in the 30s tonight. Then we got sunshine on Saturday, 66, sunshine and 70 on Sunday, and light winds once we get through the weather. Today, A+ for golf. And this is the golfers forecast.
We have a comment on the weather.
You're right in the middle of my endorsement.
My bad. But anyways, somebody said it's not snowing. So.
It's not snowing.
I guess. Okay. We have conflicting reports.
Call to set up all your tee times and reservations at the Pro Shop, 915-821-2122. That's 821-2122. Or visit painteddunes.com for more details. So, good. I'm glad we got that report that there haven't been any traffic accidents. Hopefully it stays that way, and everybody definitely takes the road conditions into account today.
As I drive along, I wonder what the hell is wrong with drivers in El Paso town. I'm driving in the rain. Cars are skidding, man, it's insane. Wishing folks knew how to drive. I hope I make it to work alive, and I wonder. Well, you learn to drive. And I wonder if I'll survive an El Paso rainy day. A rain, a rainy day. Are you kidding me? How do you go up the side of an embankment? Look out!
Hey, it's raining. Slow down. You got to slow down when it's raining because you guys don't know how to drive.
Artist interviews, Zoom music discoveries, celebrating artists' birthdays, commemorating releases, champion of all things rock.
For free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Live from the KLAQ studios, the Buzz Adams Morning Show. Courtesy of Glasheen, Vyas, and Inderman Personal Injury Lawyers at GVILaw.com.
It is showtime, baby. Here we go.
The Buzz Adams Morning Show presents Go Sports Go. Brought to you by the Viva Auto Group. Viva makes it happen.
I don't know how much sports we really have to talk about, Steve, but we were talking about a bunch of other things.
I can't believe we actually still have a show right now. It's almost cutoff time.
Yeah,
so thanks for having me.
Yeah. You going to be out for Thursday night football?
Oh yeah, I'm at.
Do a lot of people show up because they don't have Amazon?
Believe it or not, yes.
Yeah.
That is correct. They don't have Amazon, which is where you watch these games. In
then
fact,
there's no other. There's got to be another alternative, right?
Stream East.
Stream East?
Yeah, I've told you about that one.
Is it legal?
No, but I mean,
but people like to be, in the company of other people to watch this game.
Let me say this. Okay, you just brought up a great question. Is it legal? Here's how I would answer
It's
that
not
question.
not legal.
Here's how I would answer that question, okay? Whoever is uploading the games, they're the ones that are dealing with that situation. The people that get the games are just...
no fault, yeah.
No,
So you
they're
would
just
say
getting the games.
like back in the old days when people would sell illegal DVDs outside Acetonas. Do you remember those days?
The good old days.
You remember the guy would have all these different DVDs that he had illegally recorded? So
Yes.
you're saying only that guy was breaking the law,
That's
not
right.
anybody who would buy a pirated DVD.
You're just going on a website and hitting a play button. I mean, you're not doing anything illegal. It's the people that are putting the stuff up there for you. That's it. It's kind of like,
That's an interesting ethical point of view.
Yes, that's right. I mean,
think it's wrong.
think about how many people buy Fire Sticks, get them hacked, and then have the ability to watch every show.
What they do?
Oh my God!
Do you
Are
know somebody
serious?
who does this?
Yes, of course, multiple people. And by the way,
Yeah, because I'm getting pissed off that every time I want to see a movie, I subscribe to like 9 streaming services, and it's not on all of them until I pay for it, and then I find out it actually was on one of them all along.
they're not doing anything wrong doing it. They're using an app that has the service. It's the people that are putting the app together that are getting the stuff. That's the issue. But as long as you're, you know what I mean? So you just got to look at it like that. So anyway, make a long story short, back to where we started.
Ravens were great this year, right?
Ravens have been terrific. Bengals
Second
have
best
not.
team in the league right now.
They only
They're
have
pretty close to that?
They only have 3 losses, so they've been good. I don't know if the second best team, but they're up there.
But the Bengals are not having a season.
No, they're under 500. They're 4-5. But we'll have it for you. 600 ESPN El Paso. Kickoff starts at 6:15. We'll be live out at Speaking Rock today. Come to the Rock. Hang out with us in the main bar. Sign up to win a Dallas Cowboys trip. And while you're there, I'll be giving away tickets for the UTEP football game on Saturday. Look at this. Look at this.
The hottest ticket in town, folks.
The hottest ticket. You're going to be sitting in section 4, row 12, and you're going to get a chance to watch the Miners and Kennesaw State. Somebody's going to win their second game of the season on Saturday.
That could be a tie.
No, it can't.
No, there's no tie in college
Not anymore.
football.
Now they'll go to 10 overtimes if possible. They'll keep playing until there's a winner.
Are there ties in the NFL?
Yes.
Yeah, right.
There are still ties in the NFL. Not
I kind of
college.
used to know all the rules, but I lost track of them a few years ago.
What happened to you?
He took dog pills.
Like in the pros, you have to have 1 foot in for a catch to be good, and in the college, you have to have, or is it backwards?
1 foot in college, 2 in the pros.
2 in the pros.
Tell me
You gotta
about the
have 2
dog pills.
Well, hold on. I got a call here.
Hey, Buzz, I have a question for you since we're reminiscing in the past here about your unfortunate events. 5 Points Guy, by the way. Did they super glue your teeth back onto the broken teeth? Are you wearing dentures? Did you get porcelain veneer? What's the story with that, buddy? Or do you have dentures?
No.
5 Points Guy, that is a great question because right after the thing, Buzz had to get like a flipper, a thing that was like a temporary. And
while they were rebuilding. Okay, so I know a lot about
teeth manufacturing.
Teeth
Probably
because I
more
knocked
than
out a
you.
bunch of my teeth.
Yes.
This was not the dog pill incident, though. Okay.
Wasn't this the Lunesta incident?
This was Lunesta related.
That's what I thought.
So they put fake teeth in, but they also put in Nico, help me out with the terminology. It's teeth from dead people who donated their bodies.
Oh, damn.
You didn't know that?
No.
Yeah.
You had dead people teeth in your mouth?
Dead people, like little gritty, sandy, and sometimes it would come out and it would be in your mouth, and you're like, that is somebody's bones
God.
or something. That's what they do.
I had no idea.
You had no idea. I had no idea.
You had dead people's teeth in your mouth temporarily.
When you are signed to be an organ donor, they don't just take a couple of important organs. They try and use every single part of the body.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
So
and
what do
some
they
of it for
leave?
cosmetic procedures.
Like a good hunter.
So what's left?
Yeah, like the Indians treated the buffalo, or the tatanka, as they called it. One of the doctors was telling me, they don't let any part of somebody who donated their body or donate an organ donor.
Okay.
When you're an organ donor, your bones, your teeth.
Yeah.
Everything.
Hey, by the way,
could be used in it.
When Buzz had his teeth knocked out, we went to the Texas OU game that year, and
I was
his
still
teeth,
wearing the flipper at that point.
Yeah, you were.
And a 5 Points guy, when he was on air, he would lift.
I still think I hear it. Like, I don't think that I've ever gotten my true voice back. Why, do you?
Yeah, you sound the exact same.
Yeah, but every now and then, sometimes it almost whistles like I'm Ted Nugent talking.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, and by the way, you know what else?
No, I got to tell you this. 5 Points guy sent me a text yesterday saying, "Hey, I'm having some real insomnia problems. Can you recommend something to take for insomnia?"
5 Points guy, don't ask Buzz that. He's going to tell you to take a dog tranquilizer.
I think that has dawned on 5 Points in the last 30 minutes.
Oh, wait a minute.
Not a laughing matter. I realize that it's really stupid. Let me be an example, a bad example for anybody listening. I don't take a lot of pride in this. It seems like everybody enjoys talking about it.
Hey, by the way, that was 2017 when this happened, and I'm looking at all the photos from the Texas OU game. You put your fake teeth in for the photos. You looked good in those pictures.
For your broken foot, you went with that little thing that they gave you to Brandon's wedding.
They give you a little scooter,
a knee scooter.
You put your broken leg up on that, and
There's
you use
Buzz
the
in
other
a
one.
suit and a scooter
Check that
at
out.
Brandon's wedding.
That was
really
Buzz.
funny.
This was the photo at the state fair before you decided.
Buzz looks like the chubby kid from Stranger Things, but grown up.
It's with my teeth knocked out. Yeah. Believe me, I've never looked more like a Sooner fan in my life. All right, Cappy, we'll see you tonight.
All right, guys.
Thanks, everybody, for joining us. Big show on Friday. Did you say Jimmy J.J. Walker's in town?
Yes, JJ's in town.
Dynamite! Yeah, he comes in most of the time. So
I would
we'll
hope
find
he's
out.
here tomorrow.
Did you know that in 1979, TV Guide named Jimmy J.J. Walker the #1 TV star of the 1970s?
No, really?
Yeah.
He was tops over Archie Bunker.
He was the #1 TV star of the decade, according to TV Guide.
I do know that he was as popular. I mean, he was super, super popular. That show he was on, Good Times, was huge.
Yeah. So he's at the comic strip this week.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll see if his schedule allows him to come in tomorrow for sure.
I hope so. He's a fun one.
You know who he's best friends with?
Who's that?
I don't know. Best friends, close friends. Ann Coulter. Do you know who Ann Coulter is?
Really?
I didn't know that.
That's
somehow
interesting.
the two of them are buddies.
Huh. No, I didn't know that. Yeah. I do know he grew up in New York in the 70s. And
worked in radio as a teenager.
That's right.
Really?
And he's a big, big New York sports fan. So he was always a lot of fun for us on Sports Talk when we would do crossover interviews when he would come in here.
Once got shot in a 2-part episode of Good Times, so yeah, a lot of history there. All right, let's take a break for the next 20 hours. We'll talk to you at 6 a.m. tomorrow. So long, everybody.
That's the show for today.
The Buzz Adams Morning Show will be back tomorrow at 6 a.m.
See you tomorrow, okay? Okay, bye-bye.
In the meantime, you can